experts call toxic masculinity.
Research found the underlying cause for could-be masculinity context culture.
Toxic masculinity, we've sort of heard this phrase popping up. The phrase has gained a lot of attention recently, especially with the Me Too movement.
It's showtime.
I'm no godless Tommy. I fought the Star-Spangled Banner.
You bring the cavalry?
Woman, I am the cavalry.
They are my people. I am their sovereign. I love them.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Knock. Stick around.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to Masculine Mondays, episode 13, where we're talking about Darren Aronofsky's The Wrestler, starring Mickey Rourke, starring Marissa Tomei and Evan Rachel Wood, who you might remember in Westworld, which we'll get to that later. But yeah, this is a great movie that I haven't watched in some time, so I am really looking forward to this discussion here. Sorry we were a little late, but nonetheless, we are here. Yeah, let's go ahead and throw that beautiful chat on the screen. And I can't do this alone because I like to have some people that understand what we're talking about here, because we're on a mission to make masculinity great again, to talk about the importance of masculinity in cinema. And joining me tonight here is Emperor Goodwin, Blue Collar Loser, and Zax, my tank top brother from up north. How are you gentlemen doing tonight?
Good. First time, Grey Goose, Leon stream.
Ready to go.
Yeah. Wait, this is your first time having?
I usually
Grey
can't
Goose?
afford this shit, but it was his birthday. So, dude, this fucking bottle is $20 for this.
Yeah?
Yeah. New York.
That's true.
That would be like probably 50 up here, you motherfuckers.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's...
Yeah, but how many beaver pelts is that, Zax?
Well, it depends on the quality of the beaver, the age of the
Yeah,
beaver, male,
obviously,
female. There's a lot of factors involved there.
Whether you keep the musk glands or include those, yeah.
Right. Is it
Yeah.
like a full beaver or is it like a landing strip?
Yeah.
It's smooth, though.
Brazilian beaver.
Grey Goose is pretty good. It's a good vodka. I don't know if it's my favorite vodka, but it's good. It is smooth. I think I like Kettle One more.
We used to drink shit like Mr. Boston, but it's like $8 for a bottle, like the 2-liter bottle for $8.
Yeah, the more you pay for vodka, the less it tastes.
Yeah.
That's true. That's a fact.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I stick to bourbon and whiskey.
Yes, things that actually have good flavor.
See, I can't taste it now.
That's true. Once you start throwing other things and making some concoctions, it's like, I forgot what I'm drinking vodka here. Which, I mean, look, I like Moscow mules. That's not bad, but it's like a rare occasion for me when I sip away from the brown liquor to show I'm not racist, right? Before we dive in, we'll give a shout out to the lovely. I guess I'm kind of calling them the Masculine Mafia. It's kind of the running name right now.
I'm feeling that.
You know? Yeah, and he's normally on here, and he said he would be here. But Gord King, sad that I'll be missing this live. Have a great show, y'all. Cheers and happy lifting. Yeah. Gord, wish you were here, man. But hope you have a wonderful evening tonight. We got Jacob Ironside.
Hey, Jacob.
What's up, y'all? How you doing, Jacob? Good to see you here, my brother. And he's a great guy. Rick Costa. What up, everybody? Just watched this movie for the first time today. Oh
yeah.
Nice, Rick.
Him and
Heck
Jake.
yeah.
They are noobs to this movie.
And yeah, Jake, what's up, dude? I know he was kind of following me around, but good people do that. So Gordo, take care, man. Jacob Ironside, because hey, fellas, yeah, I haven't seen it until a few days ago. Okay, so this is going to be great. I'm glad there are people here that have watched this for the first time, or maybe it's been a while for some people, like myself. But Peepers, what's up, Titty Kitty? Here we go. The better place where I just was. How's it going? Yeah. Everyone comes back here to the Monday night showing. Rossi, Short King. In high school, I used to drink Mr. Boston's and Mountain Dew. We called it a lawnmower, LOL.
That's actually where Rossi got a staph infection. Little known fact.
I'm going to try that this week.
Oh man, Leon just finished. That took longer than 38 seconds. Good for him.
It's a marathon.
Takes a while to find
It was his birthday, so it's
That's
special.
true. So yeah, there's a lot of foreplay.
Yeah.
A lot of teasing going on. Shout out to Mr. Marissa Tomei. She was hot.
Yeah.
I forgot a couple scenes that she has in this, and I was like,
Oh, I get the full Tomei. All right. Well, here we
okay.
go.
Marissa,
She went full Tomei.
I forgot.
What
There
year
was
is it? Oh, right, 2008.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm like, she has one S, but two boobs. All right. Hey, love that. Jamma Lama, what's up, men? Heck yeah.
Yes.
That's the right word. Waylon, how's it going, brother? Howdy. I'm late. I mean, you're okay. We're just going through intros and whatnot, and just saying what's up to you, lovely folks in the chat. So, listen, if you are watching this on a replay, and I kind of hate to do this, but I've been advised to do this. You gotta hit the like button. You gotta smash that like button. You gotta subscribe. It's free. You know, I'm doing this for a good cause. You know, hopefully you like what I do here, and you gotta click the bell for notifications every time I upload a video or go live here on the tube of you. And restreams or replays, just throw a comment in there. I don't care if it's like an emoji or you think the movie was great or it sucked. It's fine, whatever. Do what you got to do, but just show some engagement to show YouTube you're not a bot. That's what I care about the most.
Yeah, think of like hitting the like an extension exercise. You know, you got to get the extensions in as well. That's important.
Right. Yeah. You want to hit full range of motion when you're watching this. So you got to do the 3 clicks. You got to hit the like button, subscribe, and the bell. Or if you've already subscribed, then you're awesome. And then just throw a comment in there, and then we're good to go. So, again, so let's go ahead and jump into this. And I know Goodwin recommended this movie, and it's something I just hadn't thought of because I haven't watched this movie in a while, and I was like, oh my god, yes, 100% we're covering this. And Randy the Ram Robinson, is he's definitely this fallen warrior archetype, but he's got a plethora of problems. Like, he's a very flawed human being. He's a flawed man. He's a flawed father, but I think, especially when the way this movie kicks off, he was idolized. He had those war stories of, showing off the scars, when he does with Cassidy, Marissa Tomei's character. I think his masculinity in this movie, it's not so much rooted in the physicality aspect, because much like we say, people think and understand masculinity to be like the macho type, but it's, I mean, sure, to a certain extent, but it's far more than that, and maybe just even different altogether, because the masculinity that Randy has to go through is the sacrifice for his life. And that's when I kind of thought about the title. Like, he chooses death. He chooses his own life, for the pursuit of glory, and I think it's sort of like one of those moments where you had someone that kind of meant the world to her, and he had that option to walk away, and he still chose that glory. He's taken an absorbent amount of pain over the years, and I feel like his identity was known to everyone in the community. People looked up to him, kids looked up to him. He has this adoration from the crowd. Of course, we hear, Randy, or they just, Ram, right? Like, and but at what cost? Obviously, even just aside from his life, it's his health, it's his relationships, even his even where he sleeps at night. But like, and the ironic thing too with this is losing Hulk Hogan just some odd days ago. And I mentioned this, I think it was on another stream, but it was very ironic that this was sort of already lined up, a while ago, and then boom, Hulk Hogan passes away. Former wrestler who, had his wrestling persona name, and then obviously has his real name, much like we see here in this movie. But and a lot of people do that, obviously, as we know. But it's kind of just a weird coincidence. But what do you guys think about Randy the Ram Robinson as a character, as this this sort of archetype for this movie?
Oh well, he's definitely what makes it so powerful is he's a cliche, but it happens more often than not that somebody grew up with Hulk Hogan, idolizing that man. And WWE, I still watch it from time to time, not as much as I used to, but this film is so powerful because these wrestlers, and not even just wrestlers, as Goodwin mentioned before, about some people could say this is just a wrestling film. This is also a sports film. This is also a broken man film. That just so much to unpack. But like, how many people, from wrestlers to boxers to fucking football players, athletes in general, it's the tired trope of people who can't like evolve with the times. Also, that's all they know. And how many people were the multi-millionaires in the 80s? Sylvester Stallone didn't do the best job, but Rocky V was about that. And they go from having mansions and fucking Corvettes to now they're living in a trailer park, and they can't even fucking afford decent food. And it's a real tragedy. It just, Randy's character encompasses just millions of guys that this happens to. And even hell, you could say on work ethic, how many guys get fired from their job, laid off from their job after 20 or 30 years, and they're stuck working at Taco Bell or something, or Burger King, and they want to take their own life from not having something to do. This is so much to unpack from just Randy. Randy is an archetype for so much more than being just a wrestler.
Yeah, I mean, he very much epitomizes an old man in a young man's game, and he can't be that young man anymore. He can't compete the same way, but it's all he knows. He's not good at anything else, and he's made a lot of sacrifices in his younger years, to have that success. And now all of those bills are kind of coming due. He's basically stuck working at a grocery store with a guy that disrespects him constantly. His family's torn up. His one relationship is with a stripper who's also aging out of the business. And there's an interesting parallel with Cassidy and Randy in that way, except that Cassidy is actually, like a lot of strippers, actually planned some shit out and saved some money, right? Hasn't become a drug addict and a complete loser. But that contrast. But the thing is that he points out he's also like a man out of time, literally. He would have been perfect in Rome, or old school battlefield, where you were a warrior and your job was to be a soldier. And he doesn't have any of the benefits of that, but it's still the people who have a belief in like the image that he projects, right? The hero that he represents to them means something to him, and he lives kind of through that. He doesn't want to disappoint the crowd. He'll go through anything. Like I said, he doesn't feel pain when he's out there, right? It's when it's in the real world that pain happens, and that he's just not made for it. But with the crowd, doing the things that destroyed him, essentially, that's where he finds meaning and where he gives meaning to others.
Yeah, Dax, definitely watch the film. And then if you want to watch this stream as a replay, definitely recommend it. So it's not Nick without a tank top. I know, Listen, I was feeling good with my backstage before. It was a long day, a long weekend, and I was feeling kind of out of it. I don't know if it's just the allergies or just life catching up, and kind of, a little bit of wear and tear. But making a protein shake and a cocktail of sorts with all the vitamins and all the minerals and electrolytes and whatever it is.
And the HGH and the anabolic steroids.
Stuff that the Ram took in this video here.
There's a lot of stuff.
Right in my cheek.
And a little insulin, you gotta have that. So.
Yep. And I was like, man, you know what make me feel better? Talking about masculinity. And here I am, powering through it. I know,
Nick,
bitch.
Real quick, Goodwin mentioned the ancient Roman empires, but yes, and how many of those Roman, you didn't see old soldiers? Those guys didn't live that long either.
Yeah, or gladiators,
Yeah.
right? I mean, the number of gladiators that got freedom were pretty damn low.
He embraced that role though, or like at first he did. The old warrior, the wise one, the mentor. He embraced that role as he normally would have, and then later on, obviously, thinks he gets his chance for his run at the spotlight again, and that starts to take over. But at first, he was okay with the I'll wrestle every weekend, and I'll win the matches, and I'll make a little bit of money, and I'll be that guy for these younger guys who clearly loved him, and like he was a mentor to them, and he really did put effort in to make sure they felt good about what they were doing, and so I think that's what he got out of it more than the money at that point in his career, and then things start to change, and he gets the spotlight again, and you can understand the idea. Like the Rome was a great comparison because he wanted to go out in the arena. He wanted to go out on the sand. Like that's how he wanted to go in his heart, even with all the other reasons around him to stay. Deep inside, that's what he wanted, and that's what he did.
Yeah, that's a great point, Zach. I would have rather have seen a time displacement video of Randy the Ram as a Gladiator 2 instead. Probably would have been better than the Gladiator 2 movie we got, but yes, the Beyond the Mat's good. I'm Rossi. I don't know if you're looking forward to the new movie that The Rock is doing,
Smashing Machine.
Yes, it looks good, and I appreciate that The Rock's kind of set aside his ego for wanting to look the same, and but I think that's going to be a good movie. It might be his best, and I hope his acting chops have improved, and it makes it seem like it's a different person to an extent. Obviously, we know it's going to be Dwayne Johnson, but it's not going to be Dwayne Johnson as Dwayne Johnson, even though this movie character is a different name. It's still Dwayne Johnson, but prophetic.
He's trying.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah.
I like Tuesday, accept the credit today.
Yeah, I mean that really is
exactly
the bills for all of those physical types of things. If you're playing football or hockey or wrestling, even the outcomes are determined, but that doesn't make it any less of a punishing physical game that you're in, right? Or boxing or MMA or whatever, right? There aren't a lot of 40-year-old champions for a reason, go look at like the NFL Hall of Fame when the guys in the gold jackets show up. So many of them are using walkers or canes, right? And they're like in their 50s, guys in their 60s that can't even remember what they did because of the head trauma and all that, right? But that was it's kind of the virtue and the vice of youth is that you have unlimited energy and recovery and all that, right? But the thing is that you're banking injuries that are going to start coming due later, but you only kind of live in the moment, when you're young. The future is now when you're young, and then you find out no, there's actually a future afterwards, and you're trading things that you don't really understand. What the impact is going to be.
So Bootzilla.
I say this as a father all the time to an 18-year-old. When I was 18, I couldn't imagine my life at 40. I mean, there's slow days I wake up and I'm like, I actually have an 18-year-old. Mentally, there's no part of me that thought at 18 I'd ever be a father, be talking to you guys on YouTube. It's just there's no way you're playing sports. You don't think about life 20 years from now when you're doing shit.
I don't know where Leon is actually. FWC, good to see you, brother. He wasn't on for this week, but I don't know what he's doing. Hopefully he's enjoying some pre-birthday shenanigans, and setting aside the internet for an evening or two. But the Mark Hurst story is going to be good. Yeah, it's a sad story as well. I definitely remember Ronnie Lott cutting off his finger.
We do. He doesn't.
Oh,
damn.
He really doesn't.
True.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point though. With Zach and I being hockey fans, like, how many times have we seen these players sacrifice their bodies, for one play, if it means that they'll be taken out of the game, and they might not play the next game, but it's for a higher purpose, and for glory of winning, the Stanley Cup, and especially in the playoffs. So it's, one of those things where not a lot of people can do it. It definitely takes a certain type of person, and that's essentially what we have here with the Ram. Like, I love this intro. As it's going through and it's showing all of his glory here, like, Randy the Ram Robinson is climbing his way to the top. Will his stay there last, or is someone going to try and take him down? Everything is just talking about and giving him all these great accolades, and obviously in the 80s, which is another great era of him just growing up and just living through his prime. There's another thing that talked about it, I believe, in one of these slides here. I think I grabbed it, talked about it. Is he, did he reach his peak yet? Or is he, does he still have a long ways to go? But again, like, he's getting all these, wrestler of the year, and I was obviously going through the 80s and just seeing him, how great he was and how people loved him, and then he's sitting here in the corner of what's it's like an elementary kid's room, right?
Yeah.
All these drawings and these toys and Tyco trucks and stuff like that. I mean, it's crazy to see. It's like, oh, did this guy fall off or what? But just the opposite. I mean, he's not getting paid much, right? He's making, pennies on the dollar, even for that time period. But he's still choosing to endure this passion, this glory, and the journey that he's already been through. And, obviously he's fallen off a bit, but he still has people coming up to him who see him as a hero, see him as an idol, wanting these autographs, much like any of us have. You've seen a football player, some sort of sports player, a boxer, or whatever you fancy as a physical entertainment. Or maybe even as like a celebrity of a movie star or musician, right?
Definitely.
But just there's something depressing about this as well. Like, it's just in a school auditorium or gymnasium on the basketball court. It's not a big crowd. There aren't even bleachers that are pulled out for this. And then he's got his little, what do you call it?
Action figures.
Action figures. It wasn't a bobblehead yet at that time, I don't think. Yeah. But just, again, seeing him go from what looks like he had a good life to him being locked out, right? He can't even get into his trailer home because of unpaid rent. The manager won't answer him. And it's like, he just has to endure all this. He doesn't ask for help. Like, doesn't try to bum money off of anyone. And it's this silent suffering that he goes through, sleeping in his van and in his car, to try and solve this issue of his privately. He doesn't have any family, as he states later to his daughter. He's like, I am alone, and it's this pride that he has that is kind of keeping him from confronting this situation of being lonely. Because of not having the honesty that he finds later on, but I think this is a reflection of like his masculinity. That's like an aversion to him being vulnerable as a man. And again, like, you've got kids waking him up here, and them again playing. He's playing around with them. He's doing like the move is like, oh, slams him down.
Slam.
Yeah, it was a really touching moment, because it's like this guy kind of knows. You'd think at this point, this guy kind of knows maybe how to be a father. Maybe he already has a kid, because he's obviously older, right? Until you watch the movie and find out more. Spoilers, but it's him trying to figure things out. And again, he gets the cold shoulder from the manager, right? Where's my rent? Where's my money? You got my money?
I think
nope.
I want to jump on this if I can, just for a second, because
absolutely.
I think it's important. What impressed me about this as the character, as this man, is the night he had before, where he got his ass kicked wrestling. He's obviously in pain, got underpaid, finally gets home, is locked out of his house, then his manager won't answer the door to him, then he sleeps in his van, and then he's woken up by these kids banging on the windows. And how does he handle that? He plays with the kids, and he had, you know, all that buildup. You're expecting this old man to like open and scream with the kids or whatever, but he does the exact opposite. I think that informs his character quite a bit, and that like he chooses pain for himself, but he tries to alleviate pain in others. To the point where he, like, later on when he's getting his pills from his bro at the gym, he says no to the painkillers. He doesn't want those. He wants the steroids only. It's just like that's who he is.
Yep. Yeah, it's a good point, Zax.
You know, not to mention when he wakes up, right? When he sees the kids right there, he's still subconsciously in Randy the Ram mode. He's in entertainment mode. It's one thing when these kids are like, hey Dad, what's going on? He's entertaining. And it's easy to be great to kids when they're not your kids. It's just there for the quick thrill. And you guys will know this. It's like I'm a more fun uncle than I'm a dad. But it's one thing being Randy the Ram to a bunch of 10-year-olds versus all these kids are calling you Papa.
Yeah, there's a difference in responsibility. You know, that when it's your kids, then you're worried about what the consequences and all that stuff. When it's somebody else's kids, it's like I can be nice to them in the moment. I can lie to them in the moment because what the hell do I care, right? Oh yeah, that's a wonderful picture, Johnny. But my kid, I'll be like, I'm not going to be blowing sunshine up your ass because the world is out there waiting to introduce itself to you, and it doesn't care worth a damn. So,
and a lot of people go through this as well. Dare I say, sometimes kids idolize, I idolized at one point Arnold more than my own father. A lot of times these kids will worship you more than your own children will because you're a terrible father, but you're a great Randy the Ram.
Yeah, I mean, he's an icon to others, right? I mean, he's the audience, they see him a certain way. And it's kind of like, this scene always reminded me of like, I mean, they're in like this, essentially BFW hall or something like that, right? Doing the wrestling stuff. And these are young up and comers. Randy is clearly past that prime.
Oh, definitely.
Right. But it would be like if we were playing, flag football and Emmitt Smith comes out and is going to be on our team, right? You would still view him as like 1992 Emmitt Smith, right?
Yes.
Not old man now who probably has to limp around a lot because he did a lot of damage.
Right. Goodwin called this out. Hey guys, Netflix, look, Mike Tyson's boxing. Everyone thought they were looking at 1985 Mike Tyson.
Yeah. I was like, hey, old man's getting his ass whooped. That's all I know.
That was depressing.
Yeah, but it was inevitable, right? It was, everybody was looking at it like, this is Iron Mike. And I was like, Iron Mike ain't been Iron Mike since like 89.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he couldn't move around for balls. And, obviously, Jake, what's his face?
Paul.
Jake Paul.
Bitter Willing.
Fighting old guys for money and whatever. I mean, Mike got paid, sure, but at least that's something that, Mike got paid. Whereas for Randy here, didn't get paid much at all. I mean, I think at one point he kind of makes a couple $100 later on in the second fight in the movie, but you see what he goes through, and we're gonna get to that shortly.
Desperate, man.
I mean, like,
this was that fight with was Necro, who's an actual extreme wrestler. I've actually read some stuff on that guy. He's also really, really smart, which is hilarious because he's also into all this stupid shit. But
true. Rick.
There's an interesting parallel between Randy and like Cassidy, or the more obvious one is like porn. When you age out, when it's not just I'm the young thing who can do all that, you have to do the more extreme stuff to still have a career. And so he's doing this extreme, you're getting stapled and tacked and picking glass out of you and all that stuff, right? That's the kind of stuff you have to do because you are not at the show. You are not, in contention, on TV. And so how are you going to draw people to you? Well, you can only coast on I'm the Ram for so long. You got to do stuff that's going to get you a gig. And if it's going to be extreme wrestling that people want to see, all right, well, that's what you're doing.
Yep. No guy actually looked like this. He was in a band, ironically.
I'm shocked.
Nick, and like to what Zach said earlier, this also happens so many times. These guys do become like sponsors. They become elder statesmen. They start training these younger kids. But something pops up where it's like, hey, we can put you back into the ring. Mentally, they're still chasing that fucking dragon, man. It's like even though it's like, yes, I still want to coach these kids, but they never. Yeah, they're always stuck in the 80s or 90s. So they're always stuck.
Ric Flair should have never been in the ring, in the 2000s, and yet there he was with his old man tits hanging and just looking sad.
Yeah.
This was another good moment, I thought, for his character, where the wrestler he's going to wrestle that night. I can't remember his name, but when they meet backstage, he remembers when he saw him 2 months prior, what town they were at, like what event it was, and it was just, you could tell he thinks that's important, that he remembers these things and that he brings them up, and that he shows them how it matters to him.
Yeah. And that they're getting his attention, and he is kind of their hero, and yet he's paying attention to them.
Yeah. Also, maybe even deeper, Zach is like also for Randy. That's all he knows. He knows all these wrestling guys, but ask him anything besides outside of wrestling, doesn't know shit.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I mean, crowded, and you just like the first real. I mean, aside from like the newspaper clippings and the video, VHS, tapes, but this is the first real moment that we understand that people adore this guy. And obviously it's kind of cool how he bends the razor blade and then takes out the key moment to just, he cuts himself, and obviously it's not deep, but you this is like the first glimpse of how he endures, some pain here. Not just the, going through the motions, but he's, physically harming himself because it's a show. You got to put on a show. You got to give the crowd what it's about. And I know Rossi was just mentioning this earlier. Between where was it? The Rock and
Mick
Foley.
Mick Foley.
That was deep. Remember, for Mick's wife and kids were crying.
Mankind,
he was going overboard with the chair shots, dude.
Yeah,
that was insane.
And like that was probably my favorite era of wrestling, with the Attitude Era. Going just from WWF when it was WWF, but like the NWO era, right? And a Wolfpack, like just all that stuff. I mean, that's kind of when I was really into wrestling at the time, and just that was probably something similar to what we see here in this movie with especially with what happened to Mick Foley. I mean, that was some harsh stuff. I know a lot of guys have kind of like on the moment had like concussions and things broke, right? I mean, it's like the story of Vince McMahon when he tore both of his quads. Right.
Jumping into the ring,
refused to get any help. I mean, say what you want about Vince McMahon, but that's some masculine shit right there, dude. Like, I don't know how many people would be like, no, I can walk off of mine with 2 torn quads. Like, that's tough. I gotta
also, Nick, I know the entire panel, they always say, like, remember, there's in shape and there's in wrestling shape. Before that, I was reading Muscle Fitness magazine, showed Vince was taking a lot of stuff, but like taking 200-pound dumbbells, doing rows, he's fucking leg pressing 1,000 fucking pounds. The guy runs into the fucking ring, he's like this, runs into the ring, tears his quadriceps. The same guy who's squatting 600 fucking pounds just tore his quadriceps running into the ring. There's being in shape and there's wrestling in shape.
Yeah, functional strength versus just show or I can lift weights, right? I think that's one of the reasons you see so many modern athletes being so injury prone is that they overtrain on machines and they don't get like the functional structural strength around that you need to have for things like, you're always blowing your ankles out because when you're doing squats, you're using squat machines, so you don't actually have to deal with the balance and build up the muscles on the sides of your ankles to keep the balance.
Yep. So that's why
one of the things about wrestling, I was a big fan back in the day. I followed it quite a bit. I still watch it occasionally, AEW a little bit because of Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega. They're from here. But it's in wrestling that The Rock, the Mick stuff, which is I think carries over to this film too. That was such a big deal and so wrong because in wrestling, you take the bump. Like if you're going to be hurt, Like you're taking the bump for yourself. Like you're throwing yourself off the cage. Like he wasn't really tossed off the cage. He threw himself off the cage.
Yeah.
You choose that pain. You choose to be the one who does that, who will take that bump. And then with The Rock and Mick, he was handcuffed and he was not taking that bump himself. He was getting hit over and over and over again in the head. And that was why it was so controversial at the time and why it took forever to forgive him. And that's part of this too. Like Randy the Ram is putting himself through this stuff. And you know, the hardcore match later on, we're going to see the CZW match with Necro Butcher. You said, like, the guy says, like, stapler gun, and he's like, all right, let's rock and roll. You know?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well,
But
too, and also what's so, I guess, more tragic to the story is like you look at Randy and a lot of guys backstage, you hear about stories, they're fucking assholes. He's such a sweetheart. He's just a gentle human being. Could say he's naive, but like he's not arrogant. He's so just kind of dumb, but like a very childlike dumbness to him.
Yeah, and you wonder if that developed later. You know, that as he got older, he kind of saw his role as a mentor and trying to help out other guys or whatever. Yeah, this is an actual wrestler.
Yeah, Necro Butcher,
which is hilarious because you wouldn't think this guy is who he is just by a first glance.
Nope.
But kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think doesn't he have like a master's degree?
I think so. Yeah.
I'll look it up.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But this was in CZW, like the promotion, and they were known for this stuff. They had good wrestlers come through, but they took ECW to the next level of blood and gore.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, you always had kind of these freak show wrestling matches regardless, but again, it was usually either, you know, young guys who were never going to make it but still wanted to be in wrestling, or old guys that had aged out and were still trying to be in wrestling.
Yep.
And so you have to go more extreme.
Yeah, and I mean, from what he endures, like we this comes in the movie where, you know, the match is pretty much almost over, you know, and we get a little bit of a flashback to how the match starts with them just sitting across one another, you know, slapping each other, and then obviously just escalates from there. You know, with the staplers.
Yeah, Dana White was taking notes, decided he was going to have the slap fight competitions because giving people concussions is a great idea.
Yeah, just letting them do that. But same thing, like this, he's just completely bloody, but you can see how much of an effect it's and toll it's taken on him. You know, he's getting glued up. He's getting, you know, I mean, this is kind of funny with him having a Lincoln staple to his head, which he does himself. Again, like to your point, Zach, like he chose to take the staple gun and take the $5 bill and staple it to his own forehead, you know, because it's for the show, right? And it's kind of to his character. But I think there it is. I think for this moment and what happens to the Ram after this match, it's, you know, he's wrestling not just, you know, this guy here, but he's also wrestling this sort of like irrelevance that he's starting to have to face. You know, his time as a wrestler is fading. You know, he can't do this forever, and this is like the finality. The morality kicks in real quick here when he can't stand up. You know, he grabs his left arm. He's like, you hear like the ringing as you're watching the movie that that he's hearing, and you know, it's, you think obviously it's like the toll that he's having to deal with. The barbed wire in his gut here. I mean, like, I don't know too many people who would actually do that, but you know, still, it's just.
I've done that for free, but not on purpose.
Yeah. But it's like for the sake of the spectacle, you know. I think again, like it's obviously, you know, there's violence involved, but it's how he feels alive. It's just, I think, how he kind of grasps this masculinity here, like, yeah. And when he
has meaning.
Yeah, it's like he finds meaning in it, and when he drops here momentarily, like, it's this like the symbolicness of the man that's running on fumes, but he's still sort of propped up on him being a nostalgic figure, and again, people who are young guns and up and comers, still look to him, and they see like, man, the Ram's still going strong. Look at like this, this pain and endurance he's throwing out at his age. Because like in the movie, you don't see anyone else that has gone through the same torment that he's had.
I mean, you do in the signing ceremony.
That's true.
Which is one of the things he looks at and he's like, oh shit, I don't want to be one of these guys.
Yeah, looking at people's like legs and
guy's got the piss bag in his around his ankle because he's got a catheter and all that shit.
Yeah, he pukes up a bit here and then boom, it's like here comes the heart attack.
Yeah, as soon as he puked when I was watching this the first time, I was like, oh, we about to have a heart attack, aren't we? Yes, we are. Here we go.
Wow.
Yeah, and again, this is what makes it so ironic that Hulk Hogan, passed away, because it's very very similar to what he endured, and obviously he's a bit older than the Ram here in the movie, but waking up in the hospital, freaking out, getting put back asleep, of course.
Yeah,
he kind of
I was like,
but
sedate.
Yeah.
We're still a pretty big guy too.
Yeah, and then in the ICU, and man,
yeah, they had to sedate me because I tried to help, and
they didn't want your help.
No, they did not appreciate my help at all.
What a surprise!
I know.
The interesting thing here too, when he's talking to a doctor, he keeps telling the doctor, "No, call me Randy." Me, Randy, you, doctor.
Yeah.
And because he refers to him as, Robin Ramzinski, right? Like that's his real name.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, like Randy, it's just Randy. Randy. So he calls, so then he changes Randy. He's like, well, you can work out, just give it some time. He's like, well, what about, I'm a professional wrestler. He's like, he's like, no, like that time's done, dude. Like you can't do that. Like,
also, Nick, that's kind of scary. Like how many times, like, people actually call these guys by their real names. Like he's been Randy so long, it seems almost fucking weird calling him his actual name.
Well, he doesn't like his name either.
Yeah,
right. So he just chosen a different name, and it's why he loses it with the grocery store manager, because the name tag comes out and it's Robin Ramzinski.
Pulled it from the W2s, whatever. What's up, Salty? Finally, a lady in line spun around holding a phone, yelling I was making her nervous. I said, Not surprised. Probably the first man to be behind you in years.
That's true.
What's up? Powerlifting versus bodybuilding. Yeah, those are two different types of lifting weights. That's for sure. Roxy says, sadly, The Rock idolized Mick and looked at him as a living legend. He thought he could take the chair shots because of who he was. The Rock felt terrible afterwards. Plus, the adrenaline got them. I do remember. Hearing that and that story. I agree that this movie did have some really good practical effects.
Very understated but very convincing.
Yes, exactly. I wonder if Nadia could pick up any of these effects. I know this isn't a horror movie, but she'd probably appreciate it. We all know she hasn't seen this movie, so
no, exactly.
Of course.
Power slapping, exactly. Yeah. R.I.P. Hulkster.
Yeah, and the thing about like this scene is my wife's the same way with Supergirl. I'll be like, no, I'm cut. I can fix that real quick. What are you doing?
My elbow here. And I was 19 and I didn't do a really good job because I'm doing it like this, and then had to go to the hospital and get it fixed. But still, it's like, well, just wanted to keep working.
I got all kinds of scars from super glued up stuff because I was like, I ain't getting stitches for this. The hell with that. But you think about it, as Randy is his whole life and like success in life has been defined on his physicality. Yeah. And he just got told that nah, bro, that's off the table for you. What else does he have? Right. I mean, it would be like Einstein waking up after having a stroke and he can't do math.
Remember too, like after as bad as Batman and Robin was with Arnold being Mr. Freeze, he had to get heart surgery afterwards. And they said after the heart surgery, next day he was on like trying to walk on a treadmill. Doctor's like, you just had, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, I'm Arnold. I'm still, Schwarzenegger. And like, you just had open heart surgery. You have to go lay down.
Yeah.
As much as
the easier thing would be, you that? Go ahead and do a bench press. after we've cracked and spread your ribs, let's see how spry you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, like we're kind of jumping around a little bit in the movie because we're just trying to tackle things in its whole. The next thing I think is important again between these two characters is when he's trying to reconnect with his daughter Stephanie, and of course he gets this advice from Cassidy, which we'll get into that next. But I want to cover and get into the father-daughter relationship, because again, like this movie is very much about fatherhood, and as we know, like fatherhood is definitely a big point for masculinity here. And again, when we see him coming out of the van as he's getting woken up by the kids, and you think that he's probably been a good dad, he's probably had kids at some point in his life, and then when you hear that he hasn't spoken to his own daughter in years, you kind of wonder, all right, so what's the gist behind this? What's the backstory here? And of course, it's I think this is really the most interesting part is when he turns this photo over, and there's 5 different numbers on there. 4 of them have been crossed out, which means either she's just gone through, lived around different spots, or she's avoided him this many times, and yet he somehow got her number and wrote it down.
Well, we also don't realize how old she is yet, right? We're looking at this picture, and it's like, I mean, she's like 10 or so in this picture, and then you're looking at it going, I think she's a bit more than 10 now. I think it's a little more than that.
She looks, elementary school, 4th, 5th grade here, something like that, maybe, right? And nope, she's definitely a lot older than this.
What do you think it was with the numbers? Like, what do you think?
That's.
I mean, I'm guessing like the 201s were with the mom and moving around, and then the different area codes are like when she's at college or whatever, or out of the house and bouncing around.
Because I think that the second to the last one right here is 954, and 954 is I believe is a Florida
different area codes.
Area code. So it's sort of like,
let's see.
I believe 954 is area code in Florida here. Actually in Broward County.
Yep, Broward County.
So
what's going next? 732.
Close to home for me.
But final one 732. There's like 2 201s, which I think is like DC area.
Yeah.
732 is on New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the one above it, I think, is a 713.
713 or 723, I can't tell. The scratched out line kind of also.
Yeah.
Well, if it is 713, that's Texas.
Yeah, that's not right, and it can't be 913 because that's Kansas.
Yeah, it looks like it might be a 7. It could be a 1. I mean, or
what's it on? Is that 207 above it? 207.
201.
201.
It's the same as the one above it.
Yeah.
That is New Jersey again.
Yeah.
So like she's been to multiple states, right? So has like the first 2 been with the mother, and then maybe she goes off to college, in who knows, in Florida, or something like that. Or maybe she lived in Florida for a bit. That's where she met the girl. Moves back, home for whatever reason, I guess, or the same state that her father lives in. Which again, I don't know why that would draw her back there, or if it was just some sort of happenstance, right? Like it is really interesting that I kind of was I don't say puzzled about, but I feel like there's a lot of context here that just gets very quickly overlooked. And
I think it's good. I think the there's, you're aware, from her perspective, kind of how his fatherhood measured up and her experience with him, but even from his, where he's like, oh, I'm going to take you to, our favorite place or whatever. And she's like, man, I don't even remember like this stuff that he's describing because she was so young. He talks about that she would like hold his leg and ride his foot through the fun house. And that he has this view of her that's like maybe this picture, maybe even a little too old for his his memories and his conception of her.
Yeah.
And then you run into her and it's like, yeah, I mean, all you need to know is that he wasn't there to the point, and oh, by the way, was unreliable enough to the point that she's on her last nerve on this thing. And when he screws it up again, it's done. And you understand, right?
Yeah.
But you don't need to, because I think if you got into like the, justification of the specifics or whatever, then it would start to give him outs. You'd start to go, yeah, but it wasn't that bad. But he's got to do this, whatever.
Yeah.
You're just looking at the result, and that's all he can deal with is the now.
Yeah.
And no new pictures. Like that's the only photo he has, and he has to write her number there every time. And then he makes the point of scratching the old ones out. Like there's a lot there.
Yeah.
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 It's that constant curse of being on the road too. Wrestlers, famously, these guys are traveling 6, 7 months, 8 months, even actors. Some actors retire from the business early because they're like, hey, listen, it's all glamorous. You see a movie, you see a TV show, but I didn't see my kids in 6 months. It's at a certain point, like they want to stop, but these wrestlers can't stop doing it.
Well, I mean, they can, but they have to stop wrestling, right? And that's the trade. And he made a young man's trade at the time, which is, but this is, I'm gonna be famous and I'm gonna do this and yada yada. But at what cost? Now he's discovering the cost.
Yeah, and I think this is an interesting point here where it's funny when he's talking to Cassidy, I think, and he's like, I think she's a lesbian.
Does that make a difference? Yeah, when trying to pick out clothes.
Yeah, only right.
Like,
yeah,
I don't think so.
Go with your gut. No. Boy, which is a funny.
Which is not a great
honestly.
idea. Yeah.
But when he says to her, "I had a heart attack," and she's just like, "Are you serious?" Like, and she tells him to like the fuck off, basically.
Yeah, you want me to take care of you now. That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
That you're here because it's always been about you
and
your life and all that. And now, you want me to do this. Well, I'm not doing that.
He's just lucky she didn't go full psychotic robot here.
I know. I was like, man, he's lucky she walked off because she's about to start the robot revolution.
It's like here, I'm at Stephanie or down here, but I might get to Dolores.
Mm-hmm.
If I get to Dolores,
you don't want the full Dolores. Hell no.
Yeah, this whole neighborhood's gone, and it's gonna be again because of you, Dad. So
forget Wyatt even.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish I could.
Right. Seriously. But it's a tough moment. It's a wake up call for him as a father, as a man. And as much as
this is really the first time like he comes face to face with the damage he's caused.
Yes. So this is him seeing the consequences of his actions as he's having to realize maybe I should and maybe I need to take responsibility moving forward and be held accountable, because as he goes to, this kind of skips part of the movie here, but he goes with Cassidy, and we'll go to that more because it's a whole other important part. But he's thinking of her, and once again he's trying to get back in her good graces, and he finds this awful looking green jacket. That he has to remind her, as if she's not smart enough to figure it out, that the S stands for Stephanie, but then she also gets an actual like pea coat, because that was Cassidy's idea, and she loved that, and he surprises her and says, "Hey, like, let's go take a walk," right? So here they are on the boardwalk, and I really liked this part because this is a really painful moment for Randy here, but he does take this courageous part to admit that he failed as a father. And again, not a lot of people can do that. They can't do it on a phone call, much less face to face with like their estranged child.
He's hurt her, but it's not out of malice. I mean, it really is like incompetence and a certain amount of just youthful stupidity, but. That he just stays into it. Now that he's starting to see the damage and that your wrestling is done, And he's looking, he goes like, I mean, I have no other life. Look at everything I've sacrificed for that, and I'm not sure it was worth it. And so is trying to fix it. The problem is he's still him.
Yeah, yep. He's very sincere in this moment, but he's still very clumsy in his approach and his actions. And I think, he's trying to repair this relationship, but he knows that it might not work, because at the end of the day, like, this really is up to his daughter Stephanie to, determine whether or not she forgives him. Mm-hmm. Because as we find out later on, like, he's still the same old guy. He's still the same father. Still the same man that she always knew him to be. And again, we'll kind of get to that moment in here soon, because I don't know, I have some thoughts about it, but I gotta hand it to him, because you can see the emotion. I mean, he's crying here, and which is not easy for him to do. And again, like, you gotta have to give it to him to be vulnerable, to express his deep regret that he has. Like, I should have been there. I should be the one taking care of you. This is all on me. I should have been carrying the weight on my shoulders, and I haven't. I ditched you. I don't even know why I ditched you, but I did. It wasn't anything that you did or didn't do. This was all me. And I'm obviously to Stephanie, that meant a lot, because as they start walking through here, she runs up to him and just like, grabs his arm, which was, very, like, again, sincere, kind moment that he definitely wasn't expecting to happen, but it did. And, then they kind of, have a nice little moment together too. She puts her, head on his shoulder, and it's like, man, that's something that he's been longing for so long. And she's kind of cool when she, kicks in this door, and then they start doing this, ballroom dance. And she's like, oh, you can actually dance. Like, there's compliments. There's a bit of a connection that you think at this point in the movie too. You're like, hey, you know what? Maybe this guy is getting his shit together. Like, he's losing the ability to do what he loves, but maybe the trade-off is he's getting to be and reconnect with the person that he loves. So where it's like wrestling, or is that like his body is neglecting him from being able to wrestle, but in turn, his daughter is no longer neglecting him, or he's no longer neglecting his daughter from having a valuable relationship again. Which again, I really liked this moment in the movie itself, especially because of the masculine depth behind it. And it is unfortunate that he screws the whole damn thing up. Unfortunately, right.
That's the tragedy of it. As he seems sincere, like, you do believe him here, but whether or not he means it, he can't keep it.
Yeah, that's the problem, is that he has the best intentions, but intentions mean fucking all compared to what the actions are.
Yeah,
and he's burnt up all possible reservoirs of goodwill. This is his last chance, and he fucks it up.
It's addiction too, right? Like, that's dealing with addiction. People are, rehab, and they're off the wagon, and they're doing okay, and they make promises they can't keep, and then they disappear again for a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally stop being who you were for 40 plus years, and now I'm gonna become somebody else. And it's like, no, you're not. I mean, you can over time, but there's no just, oh, I'm doing a 180 and I'm gonna be totally different. No.
Yeah.
Touche. He's so oblivious that his daughter has felt rejected all her life. Exactly. Yeah, well said.
By him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having it similar. I'm away for 3 or 4 weeks each contract. I joke that my dog is actually my neighbors, and I just steal when I'm home as they watch him while I'm away.
Yeah.
At least you have good neighbors that you can trust. Prophetic. That's a good thing. Joyzy Jamma. Yeah. He's not malicious, just priority is way out of whack. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is like, I had to skip some scenes, because I don't want YouTube to be like, flagging the stream for nudity or something like that. But, he's, as he says, I had one drink, then another, and then another. And next thing I know, I'm banging some ugly broad in the bathroom, right? And some other woman walks in. Which is a funny scene, right? Like,
Yeah, I was just like, Jesus, get a room.
Get a room. It's like, I mean, they are in a room. Just
I mean, I
not,
have a room. It's right
yeah.
now. It's,
Not
but
a private room.
I love that the guy, like before, he's like, "What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, like a fireman?" And then when he wakes up, he's wearing the fireman's boots, and she has all the posters and all that shit.
Yeah.
But even like with her, he's an icon from an earlier era, because she talks about that her brother used to have his poster on the wall.
Yeah.
And Rick, you don't make them that loud. I'm gonna give you some tips later.
Louder is better.
At least you know you're getting a reaction.
Yeah, like this is this part here is after he wakes up and he gets home, and then he just passes out on his bed. And then I love this shot too, just again because of this depth here. It's like this is the night they agreed on Saturday to go out to dinner, and he unfortunately stands her up.
Yep,
and,
slept all the way through it because he had a little Peruvian marching powder, and then got busy with
2 hours late. Like, right. Like, how are you going to say to your daughter, sorry, last night I got drunk and banged some
was railing a groupie who had some blow, and you know how this goes.
Yeah, did drugs, like
that's sure I had a heart attack, but what's really good for that is a little Colombian flake.
A little bit, yeah.
Some booze and blow. It's and sex and rock and roll.
Yeah.
But
it's fine because I was wearing fireman's boots.
Yeah, no, I'm protected. I'm protected in some way. Right?
Yeah, I had safety. It was safety first.
I wore some kind of safety.
Yeah, there was protection.
I wore some rubbers in the wrong area.
Yeah, they're the wrong rubbers. Oh, I have been misinformed.
Yeah. So I don't think she even had a name, unfortunately. Maybe she did in the credits, but her girlfriend is upset and just walks out on her. And so, that's what she's, Stephanie's just even more frustrated, even more pissed at this moment. And she's getting, sporadic in her, playing of the arms and yelling. And it's a great picture of her making that face.
Yeah. But she's also shutting down.
Yeah. She's
right. She's just emotionally shutting down. Cause she's like, nope.
She's crashing out, as the kids say, I think nowadays.
Well, I mean, she's going apathetic, right? I'm throwing up the walls because you have done nothing but harm me, through my life. And this one last chance I gave you, you screwed that up. And so now I'm done, right? I have to walk away.
What's up, your Barmy? Not pregnant equals not pregnant. Exactly. She doesn't want to hear any excuses. She's over excuse. She's had a lifetime.
Yeah. Her whole life has been excuses from this guy.
I think she's saying "fuck you" here, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Either that or she's flicking a booger on him with her middle finger.
And he tries to console her and calm her down, which usually never works. And it's sort of a weird, say not weird, but just just kind of patting her hair. And,
he's still doing like the little girl thing, right?
Yeah, it's he's still like she's like
in his mind, that's who she is.
I was gonna say, like, he's looking at her like that, and it's like, this isn't the same little girl that you saw in your fridge, Randy. But she doesn't forgive him, and tells him to get the GTFO in it, and you can't blame her, right? Like in this.
Yeah, I mean, she's there's been all of these times, especially like as a child, where you believe you're the center of the universe, right? That if your parents are not around or something like that, that's your fault, right? Because everything is all about you, and that's kind of the problem with kids, is that the things that impact them as an adult, you would look at and be like, "What are you talking about?" No, none of that happened, but the way they perceive it is how it kind of gets locked in, and you've done nothing to turn that around other than, she gave you one last chance. You fucked it up because you were busy railing Skeezer after the wrestling match.
There's some dessert names there. There's salty.
Oh yeah. Spotted Dick.
Sticky Willie. Erasers. Interesting.
Meatballs and gravy. What are they called?
Yeah. I mean, I think someone in chat mentioned this earlier, where it's like this isn't him trying to be his failures that aren't from malice, right? This is just him in his inability to face this emotional pressure without self-destructing, and
he's got a pattern. I mean, his whole life has been self-destructive in one way or another, right? And that he has this great moment doesn't mean that he's suddenly turning and pulling a 180 and becoming a different person. You can't do that. And again, because he kind of gets caught up in the moment of, look, it's people who know me as the fame and the adulation is kind of what I've built myself, for. When he gets him, that takes him off the path and distracts him, and then here you go, right? And he blows it off.
Yeah. And the other thing too that he loses here is trust. Which is one of the other things that he tried to build outside of the ring. Like he has trust inside of the ring with the other wrestlers,
right?
Like he trusts them to do what he knows and what they know to do. And like you can hear him like no, pick it up. Like all right, like hit me, like like I got it, right? And he trusts them even when they're causing physical harm to him. He trusts them to, obviously there have been accidents, like you said, like so and so hit me with a 2x4 and there was a nail in it and just kind of tore into his bicep, right? Like that's an accident, like, but still up to that point he trusted whoever was doing that.
Well, the one thing he's the one group that he's never disappointed is the audience.
Yeah, he's always put on a show. He's never let them down. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Good one. Very good point. And we'll talk more on it later, but he trusts his final hurrah more than he trusts the future with Cassidy. She says, I'm here. Like me, Pam, not Cassidy, Pam, I'm here. And he's like, you hear that?
Yeah.
I can't fail them. Like I gotta show them that trust. So, and it breaks her heart, which is kind of, I don't know if I would have gone out at that point. Like if I've got,
but I think he's aware because he's already had a blow up with her where he used some pretty hateful, shit, talking to her when she's like, nah, I can't, I gotta, you're a customer. And she has to have that emotional distance from the audience. Right. That's also why she's an interesting contrast. She separates the audience from real life and has to maintain a distance in order to have that successful real life. He doesn't. And so when he looks and he's like, yeah, I mean, I heard everybody that I know, right. That in the real world, he's just not made for it. He's not functional in it. And it's late enough that he might be able to become functional, but he's still going to do a lot of damage to people in the process before he gets to that step. And he doesn't want to do that to her.
Yeah. His final speech proved that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I agree.
Yeah.
He's willfully ignorant and, not necessarily a terrible person, but definitely a terrible parent. Yeah. And, when he's trying to get more work, right? Because he needs rent to sleep in his home, but
he doesn't have that extra money he gets from wrestling anymore.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He catches Boss Man looking at some porn and is like, do you knock? Let's try this again. Kind of funny, but
I love the fact that Bossman is in no way embarrassed whatsoever. He's just like, dude, knocking. Hello.
Yeah. I'm doing something here.
Yeah.
But I liked this moment. Again, like here's the Robin, what's his face? Zelensky? No, not Zelensky. I had it written down because I don't remember it because it's only mentioned like once, I think. In this,
it's like Wayne is his name.
Ramzinski. Yeah.
Ramzinski. Yeah, Robin Ramzinski. Yeah, what the?
That's right. It's like, I don't know. I pulled it from the W4, right? And here we see it on his chest. Wearing it strong. And I there are parts. I don't know if you guys could.
I love this bit where he's going out to the deli.
The crowd,
and just
very subtle.
The walk itself is like, oh, this is the walk out to the stage.
Yeah.
And then as he gets to the curtains, you hear the crowd going, and as soon as he opens it, it goes dead silent. And I was like, "Yep, there you go."
Yeah, it's. I just saw this comment. Yeah, Mickey Rourke was a boxer.
Yeah,
Mickey Rourke was this is a guy. I mean, this movie was his redemption movie. I mean, it really revived his career, right? And there's a lot of parallels between Mickey and Randy. But Mickey, I don't know what Mickey had going on in his head, but he decided that he needed plastic surgery. Even though in the 80s, Mickey Rourke any pair of panties would have dropped if Mickey Rourke came in and just kind of gave him the eyes. And that was it. But in his head, he's, I got to do that. And he had multiple botched plastic surgeries. This is why he has this fucked up face. And then, he started doing like weightlifting and boxing and shit like that. And just, flamed out magnificently. But this movie reminds you just how good an actor he was. He wasn't just pretty. He was a hell of an actor.
Yeah, definitely. Because I think it was after this he was in Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
So
because this is 2008. This would have been the same year as Iron Man.
Yep. And this moment right here.
Oh,
very, very powerful.
And again, good. This whole movie has a lot of really good camera shots and some shaky cam because they're not using a steady cam for it. It's kind of giving it this raw energy as he's walking. And then when he parts the air curtain there, and it just goes silent, and then you just hear shit.
This is me attempting to do what society might deem as responsible.
And he's going out to the public. Right. Just one of the things he asked Wayne, he's like, "Does she have anything? It's not the public." No, it's just a butcher thing. All right, I'll take it. Right. And so he's going out to the public, and the cheers disappear.
Yep. Yeah. Getting a regular job, falling in line, showing humility, and he obviously tries to joke with the customers, right? Kind of, get little buddy, break the ice, and which, seemingly goes well. He's getting a price check on something, and handling the old lady as well, and just learning the rope stuff that, again, like any normal person has done in their life. And I think this act that he puts on is a mask, though.
Definitely.
Yeah, he's trying to entertain. I mean, it's just you entertain the public, and that'll keep the relationship. But this is a different thing.
Yeah, the boss says a bunch of horny housewives, I think.
Yeah,
is the quote.
Yeah.
This is one of them that you see, and getting some pasta salad here, and nice little lean there, but like he's making some jokes about wings and stay away from the thighs. He goes
breast, too big breasts. Yeah, I take too big breasts. Like with the brain, it'd be nice.
Yeah. Great line. And it just shows like he's got a little bit of a sense of humor, right? Like maybe he can do this, but this is just obviously him suppressing his grief of not being able to wrestle. And again, like he's helping out the,
here's the spring chicken,
lady.
I believe he refers to this woman as.
Yeah. And I think it's in the, was it in this later scene when he's telling the guy go along, he
that's this one.
And so then he throws the pasta.
It's the next one. You have the guy that
basket.
recognizes him, and the other lady that wants it exactly the right weight, where he a potato salad.
I love that scene. Let's watch that.
I mean, if you worked like deli or anything like that, all of that shit's familiar, right? Where he's like, "No, Dad, can you add a little more? How about a little less? How about a little more?" It's like, bitch, I'm about to add you to the fucking potato salad. If you don't get out of my face.
The best part is when he starts eating it.
Yes, that's how he gets it. How about now?
Dude, he's over it. This lady right here.
Right there, yes.
Come on.
You can see it on her face. It's like, oh, this is gonna be one of them bitches. Oh hell.
We've all had those customers before. So here he is eating it.
There, I fixed it.
I don't like because I worked so much retail in my life. This is my favorite fucking scene in the movie.
That's the most accurate retail experience.
I think this old lady was in the movie theater with Gooch.
And plus,
maybe
it
Could
could
have
be
been.
like imagine mental state of like you're sitting there like at one point I was selling out stadiums with 50 fucking thousand people, and now I'm like eating an old lady's potato salad.
Yeah, just to get a fucking potato salad weighing the right amount. I don't know, man. This potato salad got to cut weight for the title.
What's crazy too is like she looks like she's kind of looking over.
Yeah.
But like not really.
Well, not that, but he's still chewing when he comes back, right?
She's like, good. That's good.
It's about time. Yeah,
it's about
finally.
time, yeah. And this buddy right here, which, it sucks the way that it happened.
Know you?
Yeah. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't know me.
Man,
nobody knows me. Yeah, I mean, obviously you feel bad for Randy here because it's not like, he's like refusing to endure more indignity to him as a wrestler, his pastime, which wasn't too long ago, right? But he's been reduced. He's been, he's humiliated by what he's doing in this sort of regular responsibility, and that. Lo and behold, he's not really invisible because this guy recognizes him, and he's playing it off like, nah, that's not me. I'm not him. And he's like, don't I know you? What's it say? Like softball? He's like, no.
Yeah.
No.
You in local 375 or whatever the hell you did. She's like, no.
And he's like, all right, well, here's what I have to do.
Yeah, yep. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab a handful of the Hobart.
Some bloody cheese. I mean,
it's just a perfect storm of everything just lining up, man.
Yeah, like this is it's kind of tragic, right? This is like some tragic masculinity here because of what
this is shame.
Yeah, it's shame.
Yeah.
It's also like he can't build this bridge back to a normal life. He doesn't know how to.
He can't be Robin Rozimski or even if it wants to be Randy, right? He can't be that.
Yeah.
And Randy the Ram, right? And he can't keep them separate.
Yeah.
That Randy the Ram is this idol and icon of wrestling, and it stays in its box, right? And before he was happy to be, the Ram 24/7. But he doesn't want to do that anymore because he knows that this will tarnish. It's why all of his jobs, prior to that, has been like just doing, truck offloading and
physical labor
and things
stuff,
like that. Right? He doesn't want to be in public because he doesn't want to be seen. He doesn't want to tarnish that character.
Yeah, like he'd rather be broken in his own way than stabilized in the normal way of like the public facing jobs. Because if he's public facing, he wants to be Randy the Ram, and that's it. Like no one.
Yeah, you want to be that hero. I mean, you want to have that greatness, and it is allowed to stay great and not be tarnished by getting old and having to be a guy that works at supermarket or things like that, right?
Wow. So glad Goodman said that because I learned this firsthand in prison. But Shawshank, the whole scene of remember the old man there, and he's got a bag groceries, and like in prison, life was better. You're even like a legend in your own right in prison versus coming out. How many guys I met firsthand being institutionalized is a very real thing. Some guys got 2, 3, 4, 5 prison bids because they can't handle real life. Prison's easier, and the funny part, they actually have more friends and family inside the prison yard than outside. Outside, it's harder for them.
I mean, if you've spent better than half your life in prison, I mean, that's what that's the real world for you. You've spent more than half your life there. Everybody that you understand your role. There are rules and they're easy to understand, right? It's structured and all that. You get out in the real world and think about, okay, I went into prison like 2002 and I come out in 2022. I've never seen a fucking iPhone. I don't, what is this smartphone bullshit, right? What is this whole internet blown up? And what do you mean streaming? What the hell are you talking about? Right. All of like normal life is fucked up for you.
Yeah. and even talking to guys, I'm not exaggerating, and this weird pride issue, they look down upon, like, I came home, I work Burger King. Some guys, man, I'll never work Burger King. I'd rather just sling whatever. Okay. And then you get caught, you're back inside and you're mopping the floors in a prison cell. But they're above working Burger King, McDonald's, Taco Bell, an honest job, but they're not above going back to jail.
That's absolutely correct, Canoli.
And there's a certain status they have in jail that they don't have outside, being the guy that's, slinging burgers.
What's up, Canoli?
Canoli and I were also in the Gladiator movie that Leslie Nielsen was in, the airplane where he talked about it.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Son, do you like Gladiator movies?
Linoleum blacks. Yeah, it sucks, because he's and I think he's like rejecting this conformity, and
the cost is too much,
right? And say because it's too much,
right? You destroy you in his mind. He would destroy his legacy.
Yep, and that's what he holds dear to. And as
Marcellus Wallace would tell you, that's pride fucking with you.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
that's true. I was going to make a joke of.
No. We don't need to hear da 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 da.
We'll save that for another stream.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about cheeks.
Oh boy.
Oh my God. She had definitely done some squats prior to this movie.
Marissa,
she absolutely did.
You could bounce some quarters off of those.
Yep. You did a lot of bouncing.
Outstanding in this.
Yes.
It's disturbing for her age.
I mean, you can throw on for her age, but she's also pretty good just in general.
Well, for her age, she shouldn't, because I've seen women.
Her face is starting to show the for her age part, but the other part's not so much.
In fact, I've seen women half her age not look that good, is the point.
Yeah. How old was she in this film? 2007. Do you want to check that up, that'd be great. Thank you, sir. But obviously this is the strip club that she works at, and there's obviously a bit of a connection here that he's been here before, and
she was probably in her 30s.
43 years old.
43, really? That old?
Wow, it's insane. And damn. And she just turned 60 too.
Yeah, she did. But she looks great for 60.
Don't look it.
Yeah, there are other women who look 60 that don't look that good, but
that's because she's avoided the Mickey Rourke face by going and getting it cut on. That's
no, Goodwood's right. Yeah, well, we see the chick from The Boys there. All that plastic surgery. She's like 22.
Yeah, but she's So this obviously, as you can tell by my wonderful screenshot here, this is earlier on. So I wanted to just combine all of their scenes together here and talk about their relationship. But she's and you touched on this earlier, Goodwin, where much like Randy is on his way out from the wrestling realm, Cassidy is also, an aging stripper who's being pushed out, right? She's, as we can find out later on, like here in the movie, there's other younger guys that are, swooning over her. And
no, these guys aren't. These are the ones like, you look like my mom.
Call her grandma at one point.
Yeah, what a grandma and all that stuff or whatever. That's why he comes in here just ready to throw hands.
That's right. Yeah. But it's funny because she's like kind of apprehensive at first, but then she warms up real quick.
She's mad.
Well,
dude, just like, $250 just walk the hell out of here. What the hell?
Yeah. But then she warms up though. It's okay because she gets $60 and gives a nice little lap dance. This is obviously some parts I had to cut out here.
Yeah.
I loved watching it though, guys. Listen, this is one of the best reasons to watch this movie.
Yeah,
hands down.
Rewatch.
Well, plus, all women in her profession always have their favorites.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Oh, look who it is, Mr.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, Razorhead.
We got
What's
both
up,
OGs.
Dude?
Oh shit.
Yeah, both OGs in here. I don't have Gooch's clip, so I'll have to make my own OG clip.
Marissa Tomei's butt.
Yes. I'll do a little Marissa Tomei booty shaking for the OGs. I think I can do that. But yeah, no. It's a great scene. Well, there's something right there. Little
I didn't see nothing.
I mean, it was a wonderful G-string, and you can find that at Fredericks of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Links in the description.
Yes. But there's it's this attempt for Randy to bond with her. Small talk, light, flirtation here. But they avoid more deeper emotional truths. He doesn't want to get too vulnerable. Even though I think he's starting to really feel for her and want something more. He's longing for something more.
Yeah, but they're both playing roles right now.
Right. Let's say, but they both have their character sheets and who they are, what their stage names are. They both have stage names, right? We got Cassidy, we got Randy. But I think these are two people in both of their distinct professions that have this physical exposure that people see
visually
here.
And they're a young person's game.
Right. And here's Randy, trying to.
Randy understands that chicks dig scars.
Right, exactly. It's like, hey, look at this one. He goes, here's one on my chest, and and she's into it. It's like when I remember watching this again recently, and thinking like, I don't know if I would have been able to do it, to walk away like he did. But there again, like that's his character here in this movie, because there are people who have done this, so like it's not so far-fetched. But I think for Cassidy, like she's able to maintain this boundary that she sets. Like she has her rules. You're in my neck of the woods. Like, this is my space. I own this space. And she has to remind him, you're a customer. This is work. I have to appease you, much like you have to appease your fans, your viewers when you go out into the ring.
Yeah. And she has a kid who lives with her and that she takes care of and all that, because again, she separates, real life from the work life, and that they are two separate things. She understands the difference in roles. Randy doesn't.
Yep.
Zax, you gotta head out.
Yeah,
let's head out, Dax. Yeah.
I gotta duck out. Sorry, guys.
All good.
Good. Yeah, great movie. Had a great time. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Of course. Yeah.
What do you think about the masculine themes? And
I think it's we won't get a movie like this again for a while because of how it is fairly honest about masculinity, and that it's and the sort of the nobility of it almost.
Yeah, the nobility of the flawed man.
Yeah, it's still, you can still see the positives, and he chooses to go out how he chooses to go out, and it's not what other people may choose to do, but you have to respect his choice.
Yeah.
That's the old warrior goes out one more time. And how many, like, if you go back through time and look at different cultures, like Vikings, they wanted to go out with a sword in their hand. That was the goal, to die on the battlefield, taking a life with you if you could. And that's what they wanted to do. So you see old men going to battle, and that was because that was their out. They wanted to go. And this is no different than that. And it's, you could say it's sad, but I think it's more than that.
Yeah. And guys, if you haven't subbed to Zax,
fix that.
Do it. Fix that.
Yeah.
Tune in Wednesdays and Saturday nights. Zach does some awesome stuff. We got there's some hype Wednesday night. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, me too. I'm gonna do a repeat of last Wednesday again this week. Some different years, similar crew, a good time. So it'll be fun. Come hang out Wednesday night, 9:00 Central.
Excellent, Zach. Always a pleasure for you to join, and thank you, sir. And we'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate you guys. Good nights.
Later, Zach.
Night, Zach.
And I feel like I'm going to fall down on blue collar now without Zax's shoulders holding me up.
We won't get this movie again. Hell, the New Spartacus is a black one with.
Saw that.
I know.
Peak fire, bro.
Well, I said Nick, maybe Smashing Machine though. Iron Claw was pretty good.
Yeah, Iron Claw was good, and I'm hoping Smashing Machine is. I hope we
Yeah, I mean the problem you have with like biopics is that they're constrained by the reality of the people. The something like this can still be like a Homeric kind of saga. A true hero because it's fictional. Yeah, there's reality mixed within it, but it can step beyond. The vast majority of people, they don't have this kind of finality that, okay, this is how I'm going out and I can go out on my terms, on my shield, or with it, kind of thing. It's oh yeah, it's unfortunate some guys died and then the rest of them they retired and they're done and they'll have a limp for the rest of their lives. There's a purity to this story that avoids the general messiness of real life, right? It's why why stories matter, that they can really distill the essence of what it is that we're trying to see inspirationally or aspirationally.
I mean, I know it's not the same, Jay, as a pure biopic, but like I always felt like with Randy's character, this guy, you could insert, 100 real life wrestlers into this character and have the same storyline.
Yeah, absent the ending.
I mean, there's been I'm not sure.
How many of them have actually known that going out there was going to be the way that I die, and that I choose to do that? Or what? There have been people that died.
Very good point.
I think this is the part where she kind of rejects him, right? When he comes back and wants more.
Yeah, because they've already had the moment, where she goes out with him shopping and all that stuff, and he's like, "Hey, go to dinner and lunch." She was like, "No, I can't," and I was a mistake because she kissed him at the bar.
Yeah.
I think this is when he says about the heart attack, and then she decides that she'll meet up with him to shop.
Yeah, she looks at. That's right. Yeah, she looks at the job and does a double take and is like, you know what? Maybe I will venture outside of the customer realm.
Yeah, I'll break the rule.
Break the rule, exactly. And what he says is, "You look clean," and she's like,
"What? Excuse me?"
Oh yeah.
You look good. You're like,
as opposed to you don't look good when you're just wearing a G-string.
Yeah, it's like clean is like.
Randy, we need to work on your communication skills.
On top of two, this is also her not with fucking an hour of makeup neither.
Yeah, she's got no makeup on. She's very natural, right? Yeah, that was the face she made when he calls her clean.
Oh, definitely is. He's only seen her in stripper attire plus with all makeup on. Like, wow, you look different. Still you, but different.
Yeah, but she's given him some sound advice of what to buy, right? Like, hey, listen, that's
well, she's asking him. You find out in this just how little he knows about his daughter.
His own daughter, yeah.
Right. He's like, I don't know. And it's not, what's she into? I don't know. Well,
she does, Rick.
I think she's a lesbian. Does that make a difference? She's like, no.
Yeah. Exactly. Randy's got mad game.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's playing the wrong game.
You don't look like a dirty horror.
Mm-hmm.
Game hooer.
No, yeah, even Marissa Tomei and the El Natural look is
that's where she shows her age the most, but
it's like you could tell like she's looks a little bit older here, but she's still good looking.
Sorry.
I was gonna say I watched only because it was on TV when I was at my parents' house this past weekend, but my cousin Vinny was on and I fucking love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Her in that movie is something else. Damn.
Yes. She knows cars and she's hot. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
And
she
wore leather too.
Where my father was a mechanic. His father was a mechanic.
That's a bullshit question.
Yeah.
Because the 327 wasn't offered until 1958.
there's a reason she won the award for that movie. Come on.
Yeah, dude. She's fantastic in it.
But I was just gonna say like that.
Let's be clear. Fred Gwynn was the greatest part of that movie.
Oh yeah, Mr. Gambini.
But yeah, she just like Goodwin said, she looks older, but like I can appreciate her, but remember, any kid 21 or 25 just see a grandma. That's the nature of what she does.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's she looks for her age, and that qualifier is already telling you, right? And in a business where youth will be served, she's on the wrong end, right? You know, the expiration date has come. And like a lot of, it's true for athletes. It's true for women who have like skated by just on their looks, or
definitely,
if you're a model or an actress that is, done a ScarJo and decided that, I'm just going to throw out my boobs and all that. And it was like, but now I'm nearing 50 and they don't want me anymore. No shit, really. Right. There's an expiration date on all of these things. And it's true even for Randy, right? That youth will be served, that you will age out. There's an expiration date on your career in these fields, and you better have your follow-up, in mind at some point. And Marissa Tomei does in this, right? He doesn't. And he's now stuck. She has always kind of built that, and because she has a kid, and because she's like, there's like the picture of the condo being built that she's going to be involved in and all that, right? She's planned shit out. He hasn't.
Yeah.
The two youths. I'm sorry, youths.
I forgot though, Jay, but she doesn't have in terms of her long-term goals. So when she stops dancing, what's she planning doing for income?
She's saved up money. She's moving out to a cheaper area, buying a condo that she has. She's got the kid. She's looked at the schools and all that stuff. And it's pretty clear she could be competent doing other things.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point. He didn't want to be known as a wrestler at the butcher shop, and she didn't want to be known as a stripper in her civilian clothes. Very similar. Yeah. And I think, you mentioned this earlier, Rick, where she knows how to separate being a stripper and a mother.
Yeah.
Randy doesn't know how to do that.
Yep.
And that's the biggest point of maturity, realization, responsibility, accountability. He kind of started to do that, right? After this.
I mean, after a heart attack where he basically can't be that anymore, and that's too late.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Which is just also, Nick, the curse of being a celebrity, because even if he's out with her shopping, buying clothes, if somebody sees him, he's always Randy. He's always the Ram. And it's not even just wrestlers, but actors go through this shit all damn time. Some people, they always see whatever. Jack Nicholson's a Joker. No matter where you go, they'll always see Toby as Spider-Man 24/7.
Yeah, but it's one thing. It's one thing for the public to see you a certain way. He sees himself as the Ram.
Yes.
In his normal life, right? There is no separation of real life and the entertainment side.
Yeah.
He is all consumed.
Yeah.
And that is kind of a male vice that we have at times, right? It's also a virtue depending on how you're doing it, right? You don't become the greatest at something by doing it half time, right? That drive to be the best, that drive to be successful, when it runs amok, when it's let off the chain a bit, it will consume everything else, right? And you can ignore your kids and your wife and all that, and then you're looking at yourself at 50 going, what the fuck?
You remember? You probably know too, Jay. I'm not sure if Nick would, but what was the one actor where he was buried in his Dracula outfit? He was like
That's Bela Lugosi.
Yeah, Bela. Yeah, he's like he was that 24/7, always being Dracula. Like,
yeah,
it's because there was all that was left. I mean, that and his heroin addiction, and then he got cleaned up towards the end of his life. But that was what he was always known for. And what else would he be?
Yeah,
right. Yeah. We could always use a follow-up to counter girls. That is very true.
Okay.
You are just saying, yeah. The money you put down that G-string gets used. I feel bad for when Domino's comes to that house. Got a lingering scent to it.
Oh yeah.
Of mistakes and late nights.
Regret.
Yeah. Regrets. But yeah, this is funny because she's trying to leave because she realizes like she made a mistake. She crossed that line.
Yeah,
didn't
they kiss.
intend to, but it did. But they kiss, and he says, "I thought you were gonna stay for one drink," and she's like, "Okay," and just
chugs it, and he's impressed.
Just
hold on, one. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, Blue.
You wonder why, man? That's why you fell in love for her.
I know, because he's looking at her like after this, and he's like, huh.
He's like, yeah, all right, I see you. Yeah,
Damn, all right.
I'm gonna marry this woman.
God, I'm so hard right now. Yeah,
I'm gonna marry this.
I'm gonna sit on this bar stool for a little bit until this erection goes away.
Lisa still got that going on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, for him, that is the perfect woman. Come on, there's no way you're that good looking, that talented. You're financially stable. You can drink like a fucking dude. Jesus Christ.
Well, they also they're very much of the '80s, right? You know, they're both talking about like '80s bands, you know, the metal band stuff and all that, and that's,
they're singing there. Like,
yeah, I mean, they're still, and again, it's a callback to when they were young, and you know, kind of at their peak, you know, and now that's kind of got up and left.
There's something that I think Leon would appreciate. I don't know if Leon's watched this movie a lot, but there's a line that Randy says, the 80s were awesome. Like, you know, Guns N' Roses and AC/DC, like mentions a couple bands. And then he says, and then in the 90s happened that
like a Kurt Cobain.
Kurt Cobain screwed it all up.
Yeah. And I was like, based, Randy, preach, brother, preach. Mopey ass upper middle class white kids trying to whine about shit. Shut the fuck up and take your Prozac.
Goddamn hippies.
I was like, I need to make a clip for that for Leon.
I'm down with it.
But yeah, it's this interesting transition of how that scene takes place, and then the next time they get together, it's all business. And she realizes the mistake that she made. And again, this is her being able to separate the two. You're just a customer, and you know, obviously very, you know, sweet card that go bananas. You know, we'll try to zoom in a little bit more on it.
Just because it says love you. Ooh.
Yeah, you really helped me with my daughter. I'll never forget it. Love you, Randy.
Boom.
And she's like, nope.
You said the L word.
Nope. Oh, she crossed the streams. That's a problem.
About that.
Yeah. Nick, timestamp. It's 1 hour, 1 minute into the film where he's like, your 90s fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Then he kissed, then he kissed. Yep.
Amazing. But yeah, I feel bad for him at this moment, because I feel like he's, again, there's a possibility that he could have explored more, where at a redemption arc that could have played out to his benefit of working things out with his daughter, finding a woman, you know, who also has a kid, because she's like, you don't want that baggage, and he's like, maybe I do, like, you know, I'm okay with it, like, 'cause I've got a kid, and like, you know, and that's a probably worse baggage than what she thinks is baggage, right? But it would have been interesting to see how they would have fared together.
Yeah, she's well, they both kind of go into their defensive shells, right? You know, that she's the look, I can't cross the streams, right? I can't have life and business intersect. That's a bad thing. And he is in defensive mode because he thought there was a chance, and this is now recontextualizing like all of the interactions that he's had with her, right? That he essentially got played as just another customer.
Yep.
And he doesn't really respect a lot of these other customers, but he thinks that he's different because he's Randy the Ram, and he's just got set in his place. No, you're just like a normal schmuck that I get money from because you're sad and pitiful, and I I give you lap dances or whatever. And so he goes into defensive. But again, this is demonstrating that in the real world he hurts people that he cares about.
Also for her, it's also her insecurities, because she says, you know, like you don't want this life. Like I got fucking baggage. She's like, you see me as a stripper. I'm also a mother. I have, and in some ways he does see her as a stripper, but she's also insecure in her own life, because she's like, what if he sees me as not being just a stripper? He can't handle me being, you know, not a stripper.
Well, I mean, he would become a problem at the business, right? You know, that he's a customer.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. And you can't make the personal connection, because then, he doesn't have any money. It's fine. I'll do that, whatever. And it was like, no. Or you're dating a guy, but you charge him money to dance on his fucking lap. I mean, there's another word for that. You know, and so that's the thing is she has always kind of kept this separation because that's the way you survive. Yep. That's the way that you can be successful in the long term. And this is a business. This is my job. And don't mistake the things I do for my job, which is to play act that I'm really attracted to you and that you're the hottest guy ever and that I want to wiggle on you or whatever. But that's just the act. And then I go home and I you know, deal with my kid and have a separate life, and it has to be separate. Yeah. Right. She's learned the lessons of separating the job and the performance from real life, and that you can't, if you let one consume the other, then they both fail.
Also, Nick, how much you mentioned masculinity, like Randy starts actually tearing up because we talk about men not crying in public in cinema, but he's legit hurt.
Yeah.
Like he's fucking, like the fact that he's actually starting to cry. Also, Mickey Rourke is acting, but he's crying in a fucking strip club. Like she just broke his fucking heart, man. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, he, again, like you said, good when he goes in this defensive shell because he acts out and wants some tequila and, you know, give me a lap dance. He's like, what? I'm a customer. I want you gonna deny the customer. So he gets a little violent.
Here's my fucking money, you know,
aggressive.
Fucking listen, here we go. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
she's hurt too.
Him. Oh yeah.
Then
for
the
sure.
bouncer has to get involved.
Hey, Randy, it's up there, Ram. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and so and then that's what pushes him to be like, well, screw this. I'm not going to try and get into a relationship or, you know, thinking that
real life ain't working.
Real life, exactly. Real life relationships just aren't my thing. And, you know, I've already, you know, this ain't going to work. So
I don't have a job. My kid, that I destroyed that. And I just basically became a complete shithead to the one woman that I have any kind of relationship with, however odd it is. But that's what I got.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can see here from Pam's perspective, as you know, she's getting ready and
yeah, Nick, and after being rejected, what's he do? He goes into a club and does some drugs, but he just bangs a random groupie because he's hurting.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. But it's
that's he goes to the wrestling thing first, and then they all go out to the club, and then
he
fucks it all up,
unretires, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of it's sad here because you get the kid that's playing with the action figure, and I feel like that's something that Randy would have liked to have seen or known about if, you know, Pam had said, you know, my son actually likes your action figure that you get me, plays with it all the time.
I love his line where he's like, here, you know, and tell him, you know, they don't lose his $300 collectible. She goes, really? And he's like, no.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. But she chases after him. She gets the address from Chris the bouncer, and again is in sort of normal, street clothes, and isn't dolled up yet, and she's concerned. Where are you going?
She does actually give a shit about him, though.
Oh, she does. Yeah, no, for sure. It's like she apologizes for the stuff that she said. It was out of line. Like I didn't mean it. Because and again, like because she showed up. Just like does he believe her? Maybe, but he's already made up his mind on what he's doing. He's not gonna.
It's too late.
It's too late. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Like that to him. That was the moment to progress, and that moment is now fleeting. And so because she shows up, it's like, cool. No, yeah, you're a cool chick, and I like you, but I guess he loves her, right? Per the card signature, but it's not enough because I need my glory. I need the truth that awaits me in the crowd. I
think Molly's got it right in the chat though. I mean, broken people break things. He knows the damage he'll do, right? That she came and all that stuff. That's great. And hey, here's the flyer. Maybe come see me do that or whatever. But I know that I'm not meant for normal life, right?
Yeah.
That's not what I'm. So I can do the one thing I'm good at.
Yeah, I'm so glad Jay said that, because it's like for whatever its flaws Rocky for when he's talking to Apollo, he's like, Apollo, we're not them guys anymore. He's like, Rocky, you and me aren't normal men.
Yeah.
And that's such a great, just because some people got pissed about Apollo dying, but no, Apollo had to die, and that's the point. He's like, oh, I mean, it's been 5 years since you boxed. You're in great shape. He's like, you're not in boxing shape. He's like, yeah, Rocky, we can't be normal.
It's Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali should have retired, a decade before he did.
Yeah.
But just kept fighting, even though he was clear he was well past his prime. But also he wouldn't go down because pride. Right.
Yeah.
That when you step in the ring, that you're there to not get knocked out if nothing else. Right.
Yeah. Even like after Apollo died, like Rocky's saying at his funeral, was like, he didn't agree with what he did, but he understood it though.
Yeah. I mean, it's like Zach said earlier, it's a drug. That the audience, the applause, the attention, the adoration and all that, right? That's the worst kind of drug you can get.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. And so she's been invited, and there's a moment, obviously, I had to bypass.
Oh, yeah.
Great scene. Great scene.
Yes, it is.
She just walks off the stage, and she's like,
she's
fuck
like,
this shit.
She even left her shoes behind. I don't need those damn shoes.
Nope.
I got these boots.
Also, they're made for walking.
Yeah,
also, when he calls me, he's like, Randy, I can't pay you. He doesn't care about the money anymore. He doesn't give a shit. He's past that point of even caring about the money. I have to do this.
Yeah.
It's the 20-year anniversary rematch from with the Ayatollah, and again, same sort of spiel.
This is the greatest moment 20 years ago. I mean, this was like the peak. Everybody talks about this. Everybody, and so let's do it.
And this happens in real life. WWE is notorious for doing this kind of shit.
Oh yeah,
like we've seen this plenty of times in WWE. Like
definitely,
but again, she's able to track him down and just get ramped up, and this he's understanding what could potentially happen here. Like this is like him dying on his feet rather than living down on his knees, but this is the opportunity.
It really is the Iliad. That you have Achilles offered, you could live a long life as a normal person, just getting by, and nobody will ever remember you, or you can live a short life and be remembered forever. And Achilles chooses to live the short life and be remembered forever.
Which I know Troy wasn't the best film, but I did like that scene with Brad Pitt, because still we're talking about Achilles 2,000 years later.
Yeah,
I'd say we're talking just now. So I mean,
and why? Because those themes always work, no matter what era, no matter what culture, and all that, right? The idea of do you trade a short life of greatness and being remembered for a normal life where you raise your kids and have a successful family and all that stuff, but you're never going to be known. You're just going to be another schlub. Which do you choose? And I think especially most young men would choose the greatness and short life.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
that's not masculine, Rossi. That's not it. That ain't it. That ain't it.
We just got a lot closer.
Said, listen, you should have been watching in the shower. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I'll put my phone inside a little Ziploc bag.
I don't want Rossi watching us in the shower. I don't want that. I don't want that. Don't you put that on me, blue collar.
Don't inject that damn imagery.
And just watching this, it's like this scene is so heartfelt and tragic, because she gives him the out that he wants, and he can't take it.
Again, his body is deteriorating, and he knows the risks, and she pleads with him to stop here, right? But
your heart.
And again, she's got a nice Motley Crue shirt on. She's not a doe-eyed, dolled-up girl in this moment, but she's still
but she's also shown. I mean, she drove, all over the hell crazy, and shows up here.
She's like, I'm here, like me, Pam. I'm here. I drove to you. I came to you because you matter to me. Like and that, which I think definitely backs up her words of apologizing. Like they weren't just hot air, right? It was like, no, I actually mean this.
Her actions,
because of that moment we shared, that those emotions sunk further, and I realized that I don't want to be a stripper. I want to be a mom. I want to get invested into real estate. I want to move. I want to have a better life. I want to provide for my kid, and then maybe start a life with you. And as you repair your kid and your relationship with your kid, and then our kids, obviously a bit of an age difference, but we share time together. Like it's like building a family, which obviously is very masculine. And and it's unfortunate that he's momentarily just going to be like, hear that, ram, like, and that's man, it sucks because she's just left there.
This was the moment that absolutely, this is where the line from Fury Road should have been. Ram should have looked at her and said, "Witness me," and then fucking go out. Right? That's the thing is, right? When you want to see the somebody who knows me and cares. These people, they know of me and they know they have an image of me, right? But you know me. See how this world perceives me, right? This is a world that she doesn't really know. And this is a in many ways you can look at this as like a subculture, in the same way that, again, we were talking about, like, gladiators. Farmer out in the middle of fucking nowhere probably hasn't heard of whoever the greatest gladiator fighting right now in Rome is, but all of Rome knew him. Right? The wrestling audience and these people, they know him. Right, and they have a view of him of this heroic icon, and to see them, their enthusiasm that they see him, and it affirms beliefs that they have, because he's a baby face, right? And the baby face represents certain things, and so they see him that way, and this is the way he's going to go out, right? That before his people. And these are his people. Before his people, he will go out delivering greatness and die doing it.
Yeah, I know, like Nikki said earlier, but just watching the captions, the way he says to her, he's like, the only place I get hurt is out there. And he's like, the world doesn't give a shit about me. Like, man, it's so fucking rude, because she's
in here. This is I feel nothing. It's greatness. I just feed off of them, and they feed off of me.
Yep.
Right. These are my people.
Yeah. Very, very powerful. And
in that speech he gives in the ring. Woo.
Yeah. Great speech. And she's obviously listening to the whole thing, but she's really getting the vulnerable part of him. And she's understanding who he is even more now, and really knowing why he stepped back in there. Because it's like, this could be the end. Literally, this could be the end. And if she doesn't want to stick around for it, in case it is, and I think Rick also brings up a good point here, where I think even if his daughter showed up, I still think he would have been like, I got to do what I got to do.
Again, and I think in his mind it would be to her benefit, right? Yeah. That he can't harm her in the ring.
Yep.
Yeah.
And in the ring, you could see me as different, but outside the ring, I'm the guy. I'm the dad, the father who hurts you, who disappoints you, who lets you down, who fails you as a father. And same thing. Like,
but here is where I can be great. This is where my greatness lies.
Yeah, you might be able to be proud for me for a little while. Maybe you might be able to find some dignity in me here. With this show I'm going to put on, and you can hear with that everyone who knows me as Randy the Ram, and how they love me, but outside of it, they don't know who I am. They just always see me as Randy the Ram.
He sees himself as that in so many ways, right? And that's the thing, is that he tried to walk away from it. He's like, I can't.
Yeah.
That this is who I am. You played the role long enough that it became you.
Yep.
But I do love that. Yeah, that was a good speech, man. And he turns and he starts, and then
Yeah,
he totally
right
immediately hits him in the back.
Right in the back. Yeah.
The whole guy's bearing his soul. It's like, yeah, it's like you lose stuff. My hearing's good. I'm not as pretty as I used to be. Just like,
Yeah.
but I'm still standing here on the ram and like, oh shit.
Yeah. He's like, man, that was a good speech. He's like, thank you, bro. Then he starts waving at the crowd and I got your ass.
Yeah. This is again, it's just one of the oldest like masculine ideals, going out on your own terms here. Like,
yeah,
this is his arena. This is his
Spartans with your shielder on it.
Yep.
And also the crowd. He's like, the crowd's the only ones that can tell me when I'm done. Like,
yep.
Yeah, exactly, dude. That was such a great line.
Yeah.
And they want him to keep going.
It's his people.
But it's like, but we'll go into
his family.
Nick, the people, because the people think he's some like immortal god being, not knowing this guy just had fucking surgery in his heart and he's about to die. Like, but they,
I passed out for like an hour. I was out of the hospital in an hour. It's fine.
Yeah, it was the heat. It was the heat.
Yeah. It was just a heat exhaustion. No big deal. It's dehydrated. It's fine. But yeah, it's the world that rejected him, and then obviously he claims his meaning, his purpose inside the ring, and I knew that he was going to win, or he obviously would have won, regardless, even if he didn't die. But like it's about him still putting up this show, about it being very
Abdullah's like, we can just take it easy, and nope.
It's like, nah.
I'm going out on my shield or with it.
And not to mention that, watching this, how many movies get the happy ending? We're like, okay, he's come back, he's overcome adversity, he's healed up, will slow down, but he's gonna win. End of the day, it's gonna be all good. The happy-go-lucky ending.
Yeah,
it'll be fine.
Hey, he's leaping off the top rope.
Yeah.
As far as we know, he's still floating in the air. That's how that movie ends. He just floating there.
You know, give a fuck me up was as a kid, Radio Fly. I never understood Radio Fly. The ending.
I did too, Boodzilla.
I thought the kid made it. He flew away.
It's the cat Miller.
Not realizing my dad was like, son, you know what happened at the end of Radio Fly? No, what? Oh God.
He had a martial arts gimmick in WCW.
Yeah, and Tony Soprano was just blinded by some flash photography. That's how that series ended. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you okay? You keep killing me. Yep.
Don't stop believing.
Pick it up. Yeah, just don't stop now. Which is kind of crazy because, I mean, he obviously doing more moves, and you can hear a little bit more of the ringing
in the ear. He's grabbing, he tries to get up, he drops back down.
Yeah, like right here, it's kind of like holding his chest, and it's like shortness of breaths, and then Ayatollah's like Ram, you okay? You okay? It's like, I'm fine. Okay, give him a nice little shot. I mean, and again, like it's not.
He's like, come on, let's just bring it home now. Just take it easy. Nope.
Yeah.
Plus, Nick, the only training we've seen, remember after the surgery, he's trying to go jogging. He jogged for maybe 20 seconds. He's just like,
into the woods.
Yeah,
that was just him jogging. Now he's out there taking bumps and hits like a fight. He hasn't trained at all.
Right. I was like, this is like,
but he's got the audience.
That's what I'm saying.
Pure adrenaline. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, you don't disappoint the audience.
And his poor heart don't care.
Yeah, the audience is like, I'm about to disappoint every motherfucker up in here.
Yeah, I mean, Ayatollah is kind of shook by what's happening because he knows, like, okay, Ram's not okay, but I don't want to go too heavy. Even the ref's asking if things are okay, and he looks up, no Pam.
No.
So which is really important because now I think in some cases he definitely feels like this is it. Like there was already no turning back, but this is like, even if I were to stop right now, if she was still up there, like either two things could happen. I could potentially just stop it and then carry on, or I go through with this and again, go out on my own terms and die doing what I love to do. And horrifying for everyone there watching, like, damn, Randy just leapt off the top rope and died.
He landed technically.
Yeah, I mean
that's true.
He died pinning him. So there you go.
I mean, why? He's probably
you die in victory. Yeah, there we go. That's what we're all about, right? It reminds me of Patton. where the towards the end when the horse cart gets knocked out, and it's kind of symbolic of how Patton actually died, which is in a fucking car accident. But the cart goes by him, and he goes, "Man, can you imagine us being killed by that?" And he's like, "No, there's only one way for a warrior like me to die: the last bullet of the last battle of the last war." Right? That was what he was meant for. That his whole life and mind was about warfare and the battle and the love of it. Because there's a time where he's like, God help me, I love it so. That this is where where there's purity. He talks about like he would love to challenge Rommel to a duel where we go out and we shake hands, and then each of us go to our tank and we button up and then fight, and then that's how we settle this war. That idea of the doing the thing you're greatest at, and that you fall doing that thing at its most meaningful moment.
Yeah. He did say, I totally did say, pin me at one point.
Yeah.
And Ram
Come on, pin me. Nope.
Nope. I do not do that. Not yet. Props for Mickey doing his own stunts. Needed psych therapy after filming to get out of character.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Took that method acting.
And I think again, because Mickey would have saw a lot of himself in this character.
Yeah. He liked it a little bit too much, and while adrenaline is one hell of a drug.
Oh yeah.
This type of character, as you just pointed out, Goodwin, was probably another drug that Mickey liked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this drug here, being Randy the Ram, Mickey Rourke.
Yeah. Well, sometimes best performances are what we know as lived experiences. Some of the best alcoholics on screen are ex-alcoholics or ex-con men or whatever the case may be. Like I said, with Mickey Rourke, this character embodied who he was, almost like that's why Robert Downey was so good at Tony Stark because of what Tony Stark went through in that cave is what Robert Downey went through similarly.
Yeah, the alcoholism and all that shit. I mean, that's all Robert Downey Jr.'s experience, being addicted to all kinds of substances and going to prison and all that shit.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think even like in this part here, the final moments, like while the crowd is chanting, I definitely feel like he's alone in his mind. Like this is, I'm sure he could probably feel his heart about to give out on him.
He knows he's going to die, but he's looking at all them, and this is his last moments of hearing that crowd of being Randy the Ram Robinson and what that means to all of these people.
Yeah, I definitely think this leap that he does here is very symbolic. Because it's like, and it's crazy how this just happens where this is when him leaping, and then the camera just stays in this shot.
Yep.
And then it cuts to black after that. But it's like now his moment.
Then you get that Springsteen song.
Yep.
One Trick Pony
is complete. Yeah. Good. Fitting song.
So glad you say. I'm looking at the captions. Have you ever seen a One Trick Pony?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fitting song, honestly. Yeah. But like he doesn't fear death in the end here. I think his real fear was disappearing in the eyes of his fans. Like, I'm no longer Randy the Ram.
Yeah.
I'm Robin Ramzinski.
Or undermining that character.
Yeah.
Right. That hero that they all knew, that they cheered for, that they loved. Yeah. That he would tarnish that.
Yeah, like him mattering to every single person in that room mattered more to him than dying. Like, if this kills me, I don't care, because every single person here, like me being Randy the Ram, matters to them, and that matters to me.
Yeah, that is my life.
Yep. And I'm giving you
and
my
they
last
give my
hurrah,
life meaning.
Yeah. Like and it's like the best thing I can do is give you my greatest performance. This is the final act of my life of this play that I'm
literally everything I have.
Right. Yeah. I'm giving every single ounce of energy left in my heart to die right before you. Kind of sucks for Ayatollah to have Randy the Ram dying on top of you though. After getting
Yeah, you know, he might be into
down. Yeah, it's a weird fetish, but
don't kink shame. Don't kink shame, Nick.
yeah, no, I'm not gonna kink shame. To each their own, but
yeah.
But like that's just like I thought about it afterwards, and it's like, man, that's one hell of a story. You know, after the match.
Well, again, what does everybody gonna say? Oh, I saw him at his last, and I mean, it was like he was 20 again, and he was doing all this, and it was Ayatollah, and I mean, he must have flown like 30 feet off of the rope. And is this what I mean? The legend just gets blown up, right? He becomes a legend in that moment.
It's like kind of
and the legend never dies.
Right, I was gonna say it's almost like in the Sandlot, like how all the kids.
Oh God!
Give Babe Ruth all those names: the Sultan of SWAT, the Colossus of Cloud, the Great Bambino, like just everything that Randy the Ram could potentially rise to. Like he was like an eagle out there, just for America, like just
I don't know about those new guys that get out there now, but I'm telling you what, if you were there at the Odd Fellows Arena in Hoboken, and saw him in that moment, I mean, he was better than he was ever been, and all that, right? He just becomes the legend that everybody inflates it, and that they were part of it.
I think that's my favorite scene in Braveheart. It's like you're not William Wallace. Oh yeah, William Wallace. He's 7 feet tall. Remember?
Thunder, and he shoots lightning out of his arms.
That's the best. That is so encompassing of that's the best fucking dialogue in that movie. I swear.
Well, it's also the man who shot Liberty Valance, right? And the truth versus the legend. You print the legend.
Yep.
That's what John Wick for. That's the stuff that the Baba Yaga did versus what John Wick could actually do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, very true. I mean, he did kill more people with the pencil as we saw in the second one.
It's like John Wick was definitely. Well, even the second other film, but he did need help though. He wasn't the invincible Baba Yaga.
Yeah, hero gets remembered, but a legend never dies.
Yeah.
Follow your heart, kid, and you can never go wrong. Yep.
Yeah.
The post movie therapy is huge. Marissa, the daughter, Ayatollah. And the fans, the kids in the trailer park. Yeah, I mean, like the effect that his death would have had on the community, right? Because
how many kids
Cassidy, Pam's going to hear that, he passed away. And so her final moments of seeing him and the things that he said, what she got to hear from everyone there loving him. And it's like, I don't know. Again, like I'm not trying to speak for her, but it's almost like she could probably feel to a certain extent, well, he blew his chance and that's it, right? That's probably the more obvious things. But I think she could also look at it like, man, like he could have had a chance with me. I could have had a chance with him. And I mean, at the end of the day, it wasn't meant to be, which is, might have been good for her. Not saying like redemption couldn't have been there, but again, like that's the freedom of taking those choices of having your own path to walk. And it wasn't meant to be for them to be together. And woman love a project. So she tried to fix him, but she couldn't fix him. He was unfixable, but we got look how sad we got at Hulk Hogan when he was retired. Yeah. And then obviously with him passing away too, right?
Andre the Giant.
Yeah, Andre the Giant. It's kind of weird. I just thought about it, how in the end of this final match when Ayatollah was like, you want to slow down? Like, you good, Ram? Nah, pick it up, hit me. Come on, let's go hard. Kind of a little similar to when Hulk would go into like Hulk mode, like when you just start shaking, right? And start getting crazy. Yeah. Like that's when things would kind of get real picked up, and he's kind of just undefeatable, invincible to a certain extent. Like
when that Hulk come in here, get your brother.
Into the Rock.
Yep. It always been the question. It has always been the question on us men about attaining a legacy at what cost.
Yep. Yeah, Wayfair. I see it at least 2 times a week, maybe on social media with Ronnie Coleman. It's constantly showing like Ronnie Coleman, like all the fans. It's like 10 comments. 5 are like yes, 5 are like no. But like, well, I mean, like, oh, look what he did to his body, and some people are like, yeah, look what he did to his body. But also, again, 100 years from now, you'll be talking about Ronnie Coleman, like the things he did for the bodybuilding world.
Oh
yeah, it cost him, but god damn, guys, like.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Yeah, the bodybuilding industry is an interesting topic because of, again, there's someone like myself that's followed it for a while now, and there's a lot of names in there that get overlooked. But they've all had, like, a big impact in importance, from even just not too long ago, like in the 90s or 2000s, with Phil Heath, or obviously Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler, right? Even Franco Columbu, like Arnold's best friend, who was a literal short king. Guy could lift more than Arnold, and he was like 5'6".
Yeah, Lou Ferrigno.
Lou Ferrigno, yeah. I mean, all those guys
who would just get psyched out by Arnie, even though he was clearly better physically. He just didn't have a mental edge for it. The thing is that
Dorian
a legend,
Yates.
a legend is a terrible burden to carry.
Yes.
Yep.
When you're still alive.
Yep. Yeah, and that's the thing with
look at gunfighters in the old West. That you got a reputation, you became a legend, you tended not to live long.
Yeah,
true.
That's very true.
I
was saying, Blue, you make a good point though with Ronnie, right? Because people will always quote, like, yeah, buddy, a lightweight baby, right? Like his normal memes and quotes, and but yeah, he obviously did things that were unconventional. The weight he was lifting, like no one else was doing. It's like, everyone want to be a bodybuilder, but no one wants to lift heavy weight, And it's like, that's definitely true, because now it's a little bit different, because there's a lot of just more stuff you can take to kind of help you out. But
definitely,
it's different than what they were taking back in their day. But
definitely.
he put his body on the line, and that was his choice. He's like, I'm going to do what I love. I won Olympia, 8 times, right? So I mean, same thing.
Yeah, it's, again, do I want to achieve greatness and have my name last forever, but I don't, or do I want to have a normal life and live a long life and have a normal family and all that
As
stuff?
a cop.
Yeah, he made his choice.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say what Jay said. If you look at stats wise, right? Like, look at Lou Ferrigno versus Arnold. It felt like Arnold was like this big 7-foot hulking giant action star, but stat wise, Lou Ferrigno's got a good 4 inches and like 50, well, that's it, but 30 pounds bigger than Arnold. Lou Ferrigno's a lot bigger than Arnold. But when you think about Arnold versus Lou, besides the Hulk, people think about Arnold as being way bigger than Lou Ferrigno. It's the opposite.
Yeah, I mean, you watch Pumping Iron.
Yeah.
And you see, I mean, people are looking at Ferrigno like, God damn, that motherfucker, huge. And Arnie would just play in his head and get him out of his game. And that's how he won, right? Arnie was smart.
Yeah. And Arnie had, it is an art form. The posing that Arnold learned how to do and did was another separation. Like he just had this charm on stage that, and it was a psych out method. Like, because if Ferrigno was on the same stage as Arnold, he would outclass and out charm Ferrigno at the same time. As those are mental gymnastics that Ferrigno's having to try and go through it, and he's failing. But like, you look at some of those pictures and you're like, man, like,
there's a reason Lou Ferrigno was the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah,
and that's the scary part, guys. I mean, like, recently,
much bigger muscles.
I'm a huge fan of Jack Reacher and how big Alan Richardson is. And Lou Ferrigno, when he was playing the Hulk, but by this stats, he was fucking 275 and 6'5". That's 275. Alan Richardson is like what, maybe 220, 230, and the people get, again, the number a man weighing 275 fucking pounds of all muscle. That's a big son of a bitch, man.
Dude, it is. And so I've had people tell me that I should get into it, and there was only 1 year that I was really close to getting into it. But it was one of those things where I didn't, because I had other passions of like playing music, and that's really what I wanted to do at the time. So, but like it like when you're getting into that world, like there is such a strict regimen that you have to
Oh,
follow.
definitely.
Like you cannot, like dare I say, if I wanted to do it now, like I probably wouldn't be able to stream at all. I like
No.
my like it.
I mean, it's
your
the
life
one thing you do.
changes. Yeah, like
You know, it's just like
live
training
and
at
breathe
an,
that.
at an Olympic level. I mean,
Yes.
you're a swimmer. You're in the pool 10 hours, right? You are burning
Yes.
like 12,000 calories a day.
Yeah.
You know, doing that shit because that's what you have to do, and it is all the little things, right? Oh, I can put on mass. Cool story, bro. I have to do this special workout for this one fucking muscle under my armpit to make sure that it has definition when I do it, right? And it's all about, you know, the all the little things you have to do.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah. I mean,
eat, live, sleep. Exactly.
Definitely, Nick. I mean, I still follow Jay Cutler on Facebook, Instagram. When I read about what Jay Cutler would consume in a given day, like how the eggs, the steak, the protein, it's disturbing. And in terms of
I worked with a guy who was a competitive with lightweight. He was like 5 foot tall. He's still like 190 pounds, right? I mean, he's just fucking stacked, right? But he was like 5 foot tall, and Atia would, he come in and he was work because we were running a sports website back in the late 90s. And Atia would come in and he'd do like the stringer stuff and some of the stuff or whatever. He'd be like, yeah, I got to go work out and I got to do this, that, whatever. And just like looking at him, it's like, I don't know, when the fuck do you ever sleep? Right. Because I mean, you work here like at least 8 hours a day and then you disappear to the gym for forever. I'll come in because I lived in the same apartment complex as he did, right? He'd come in at like midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning with like, big plate of pasta and shit like that he's eating, whatever. And then he's back up in the morning working out, then doing the job, then working out. Then there you go, right? And the job, he loved it, but it was also the way that it paid for a lot of his, workouts and travel to compete.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it just confirmed. We're not looking at for season 2 of Reacher, Alan Richardson was 240. Again, big boy by any means, 240. But like Frigno being 275, the average person, 35 pounds of fucking muscle. That's no small feat. That's a lot of fucking bulk, man.
Yeah.
And Hugh Jackman said repeatedly that the hardest part about being Wolverine. Now, obviously, he has different custom chefs. He said the hardest part about Wolverine was eating. He's like that was it wasn't working out. It was eating 8 to 10 meals. Even Skarsgård for Legend of Tarzan, as bad as that film was, that's the hardest I've ever eaten in my life, where I was eating like 12 meals a day and like 6,000 calories. And for Legend of Tarzan, Skarsgård's what, 6'6"? He's a big fucking dude, but he goes, that was the hardest thing, was just chicken and broccoli.
Skarsgård is probably like 6'4", 6'5", baby.
I'll look up a second for you.
I think so. Yeah. I'll see if I could bring this up real quick.
He looks taller because he's thin.
That's true.
It's like, as an example, I looked up. Let's see here. I looked up the diet for Thor Bjornsson, and he eats like 10 to 12,000 calories a day when he's training for the strongman. And I mean, that's insane. I mean, granted, he's like a 7 foot tall giant.
But I mean that's Olympic like swimmer kind of calories that you put down, because you are burning them constantly, right? And try to do that. He's just trying to put on muscle mass, to get up a certain size.
Make sure it's actually playing right. Also share audio. Let's see if that works.
Jay. So it says Alexander Skarsgård is 6'4". So, but he weighed 6'4". He weighed 200. Holy shit, that's lean. That verse said Frigno being 275. That's a 75 pound fucking difference in man.
Yeah, Skarsgård and like Tarzan had a similar build to what I did when I was boxing.
Wow.
Right. Damn. You got all that, right? But it doesn't, because again, it's like, oh, look, I'm going to have huge legs. Dude, I have a 36-inch inseam. Good luck. It's a lot of area to be packing muscle on too.
Rossi, the eating is what would kill me. What was my prime working out? I never really counted calories or anything like that. And normally you don't have to, but sometimes you really do. And because I have a good metabolism, it's hard. It's really hard for me to keep weight.
Yeah, that was always my problem too.
like,
I could cut was easy.
Cutting is easy, but like the heaviest I ever weighed was like 195, and I was eating a shit ton, and I was just like, I was like, okay, I need to figure out, you know, I mean, like 5,000 plus calories a day, 6,000 calories a day.
Where?
And then still trying to figure out like what my workouts are going to be. So like, I'm not burning too much off, and like really focused on like the, you know, the muscle mass and the strength gain. But still, I would be like, I gained 1 pound of muscle this week, and I'm like, okay, this is
dude.
You know, starting to get to me, because it's like, again, it's a mental thing as well. It's that mental fortitude of like,
Especially
okay,
eating
pushing through.
Yeah.
Real quick, I don't know. I know some of you guys probably have already seen this on that post.
Yeah.
But like,
Again.
like, I mean, hit that smelling salts.
Yep.
Which I don't know if you ever guys have smelled smelling salts, but that
It's
shit
fucking nasty.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And not to mention, Nick, also, it's like, no matter what this guy's taking or not taking, the fact that how many people in their lifetime, how many people on earth can say they did this? That's the thing. Whatever this guy's doing, eating, it's like people say he died next week, right?
This is the Mickey Rourke.
How many human beings can ever say they fucking did this?
Right.
That's what matters.
This is the trade you're making.
Yeah.
Because you're
destroying your body doing this shit.
Oh hell yeah! And plus, he's doing 1 rep. He's not doing fucking 8 reps.
Yeah.
Well, like, so this is 505 kilograms, which is 1,113 pounds for us U.S. folks.
It's a new record too.
Yeah, and so I don't know, you know, people remember, I'm sure people might know who Eddie Hall is, but he was a big guy. They fought in the boxing match a couple of years ago, I want to say it was, and Thor won by unanimous decision. But the trauma that it put on Eddie Hall's body, like he failed at it. He started bleeding out of his nose. It was kind of brutal. And then everyone was like, no, Thor's going to do it. Thor's going to do it. And I believe Thor set the record recently, a couple of years ago when he did it. But now he went higher and broke his own record. I mean, like,
oh God,
the amount of
what's his weight right now, Nick? Thor weighs that?
I don't remember how much does he weigh, or how much is
how much is he weigh right now?
The weight he's doing is
how much does he weigh?
I think he weighs 350.
Yeah, he's 300 plus.
Yeah, because I was making a joke when to tone Nick. Remember, according to comics, Bruce Wayne can bench press this at 190 pounds.
Dude, so fucking retarded.
That's because he's bat juicing.
Yeah, no, that's all natural. Because Bruce Wayne does never inject anything.
And all natural. He's been down there at the Wuhan market eating bats, and that's how he got that bat juice. And
a 6'2", 200-pound man can bench press 1,000 pounds, which is natural. That's what the average human can do because he's got no powers.
Yeah,
sure.
That's because comic books are retarded. What was it? Larry Allen he used to be the strongest man in the NFL and like bench press 600.
It says right now, Nick,
and Larry Allen was not a small man.
His current weight is he's 440. Holy shit.
He's 440?
According to Google, it says his current weight is 400. When my mind here is 440 pounds, like I can't even deadlift that. Like,
deadlifting that for me is
and he's 6'9". Fuck.
Close to my PR, but damn, dude, that's crazy. Yeah. Like, and again, like when you watch him do this, like off the ground, it seems pretty easy. But it's right when he gets past his knees that you could see the struggle start to set in. Like,
also, you see the bar
easy. Shit!
Look at the fucking bar.
Oh yeah,
but he holds it for like a couple good seconds, and then
he has to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy, dude.
Which I've told people, like when a friend of mine said, my friend, I've seen deadlift 500 pounds. Like, well, that's not that hard. No, in prison, we didn't have Olympic bars. And normal bars will snap. That's why it's like this guy knew. This guy, Dave said he could have deadlifted more, but our equipment wasn't good enough. Because when a person is deadlifting 600-700 fucking pounds, you're not taking an average 45-pound bar. It'll fucking snap in half.
Oh yeah,
That's it. So the Olympic bar is usually 100 to 200 fucking pounds just on the bar. Yeah. And I'm like, hey, it's one thing, and I talked about this before with physicality. When I'm seeing a grown man deadlift 550, knowing he could go way higher, but the equipment won't allow him to. Do you understand? Like, it's holy shit, bro.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Prosthetics says I competed against Hathor when he was younger doing Highlands. And by compete, I mean watched in awe and accepted trying for third. Yeah, I feel like if you're like, oh shit, Thor's here. Well, I'm not winning first, so let's try and get.
Actually, Salty Butterbacks asks a interesting question, and the answer is they actually use one of the disabled tools, right? So it's basically like butt wipe on a stick. And they I'm not kidding. They actually do that. And it's made for like people that have limited mobility or whatever, all this stuff. Same for giant fat asses. They use the same thing.
Bidet also works.
Yeah.
Well, then you got to air dry that bitch. I mean, you're sitting there, with a hair dryer between your legs, and that can get bad if you're hairy.
Yeah. Gemma went surfing, and that's awesome.
Gemma surfs all the time.
Yeah.
Salty Butterback surf from
Catch any good waves?
Yeah.
Gemma?
Channel surfing.
I'm doing curls right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the fact that they did it here in a competition was just like, all right, Eddie. Like, which Eddie's not going to go and do that. Yeah, Brian Shaw's another good one. I'll give a shout out to he's not a bodybuilder, but he's a beast of another kind. Devin Larratt, Canadian professional arm wrestler. I believe Brian Shaw arm wrestled Devin Larratt, and Brian Shaw couldn't beat him because it's just technique at that point, right?
Yeah.
Rossi says, first day walked in the gym in 2011 or 2012. I weighed 116. In 2016, I got up to 152. Steroids. I cut back down to 145 to 148 because I had too much muscle mass. I was gassing in MMA training.
I'm trying to think of how old I was when last I weighed 116.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe 12.
Yeah,
I was in high school.
I was a fat kid, so that was
no. In high school, I was already over 6 foot.
Yeah, God.
150 probably high school, like freshman.
Yeah, freshman was probably 116. It wasn't until the next couple of years because I was playing more hockey that I needed to eat more and I needed to gain weight, which I did. But
yeah, because by like senior year, I was 6'5", 190, something like that.
God damn, Jay. I can't believe you said because I was 5'6" and 180 freshman year.
No.
Exactly. The more muscle mass you have, the more oxygen your body requires. I believe what the problem Andre the Giant had.
Well, amongst other things.
Yeah.
I hit other bombs, but I think that's one of the things that I'm looking back, Pouty.
What's up?
I hope Mama Dukes is good, Rossi.
I love Andre Giant's stories. Oh my God, they're so legendary.
I have to say, Wayfair, which is 100% too. Like when there's dudes that watch another dude's deadlift, it's kind of like one of those things you're like, all right, that dude's moving some weight.
Yeah, goddamn, that's impressive. Yeah. Also, any man under the age of 40 believes that if you gave him 6 months of training, he could do it as well.
He's not wrong.
I'm not kidding. Really, 6 months. Any man under the age of 40 believes that with 6 months he could become a professional athlete in whatever the fuck sport.
Yeah, Jay's right.
Insane.
I was deadlifting 300. Like, you know what? That guy next to me, I could probably get 350.
I can do that. I can do that. You give me a little bit.
And now I'm just like, fuck, right.
Exactly. I just look at it and go, yeah, bro, you go. You do you.
Yeah. I know my limits now.
He is a giant. I played ball in high school at 217.
Sure.
Nice. Not even wait for I'm over here struggling with 50-pound weights. You guys can keep the heavier stuff. I don't want it. That's what we should be doing, Molly.
It's all relative. Just know your limits. I mean,
yeah.
After 2 shoulder surgeries, I'll never fucking shoulder press 200 again. But I've got a great leg press. So I'm small.
Right. I mean, like one of the things I've been dealing with is a weird I've been and probably since January, I want to say, but in my your brachioradialis, like the forearm muscle that goes all across, here and underneath as well. It's been bugging the piss out of me. And it's only certain exercises that it really aggravates me. Like when I do hammer curls, like it just as an example, and I love doing hammer curls. And I went to the chiropractor this past weekend, who is not like your typical chiropractor because he's actually like understands the shit. And but like my number one, like my it's just sort of like one of those things you can do where if you're laying down and you kind of just use like the ability to move and like resist. And so I'm laying down on the bench and he's like holding my wrist and he's like, okay, move your arm straight back. And I like my arm be straight and like trying to go straight back, and he's just like this, boom, and I'm like, oh my god, like my arm is out of place, like my elbow was out of place, like my part of my wrist was out of place. And because like think about it, like,
so that where that muscle runs, it is also mirrored by the tendons that come across your elbow and down. And tennis elbow is what happens when that gets irritated. And oh boy, does that make your hands decide to drop stuff randomly, or you go to grab something and it's like, my child could lift this. Right now, I'm not. And twist, pop, okay, maybe. All right, oh no, it seized up. Yep.
It's just part of getting older. I mean, even like the Rock Instagram, Rock he doesn't lift the same way he did 20 years ago. The Rock still
on leg press. Good for you, bro.
Yeah. Nice. Good job.
I always had strong legs because I grew up jumping on a trampoline.
We're St. James, sorry.
Well, so the thing is like even so it'll feel like your elbow, but sometimes it's actually in your shoulders. That things aren't lined up or things like that. And so I have to get like intramuscular shots in my shoulders and then across my back to loosen that up. Otherwise, I get the same shit where I'll grab coffee cup and turn and watch coffee cup fly the fuck out my hand because my grip just disappeared. Yep.
Yeah. But it's and for me, it's just one of those things where like it's like, wait a second, you're telling me I can't and I shouldn't be lifting right now? Like that does not compute.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Yeah.
Like just don't do these exercises. And it's like, wait, so I've got to do legs twice a week? Oh no. Like I'm not used to this routine right here. Like, yes, I don't skip leg day, but like now I gotta, split it up into anterior and posterior. And then like, but meanwhile, like my brain's just like, hey Nick, see those dumbbells over there?
You can do it.
Great if you start curling them.
Yeah.
Start curling them.
I did that when I got shin splints in cross country in high school. And I mean, they were bad. And so I'm sitting on the bus, just, watching other guys. And I was like, fuck this, man, I can run. And I went to run a race and they had to wrap me like a mummy from like the thighs down. Right. And I knew that I wasn't going to be competitive. So I actually went to this adult bookstore and bought a dildo and stuck it in my running silks. And when I would sprint up next to some guy and like flip it out so it's flopping beneath my silks, I'd be like, don't you hate it when that happens? And they would fucking die laughing. I must have gained position on like 40 guys doing that shit. And then right as I'm doing the turn to go onto the straight, I throw it in the fucking bushes and run in. But I mean, I was done, and I went to the doctor afterwards. I was trying to tell him, and he took a look, and he was like, "Do you like wheelchairs?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "Well, then stop fucking running until that shit is healed."
That's how in my night.
I know.
Jogging with a
not a video card.
Oh, I got some stories. I have done some shit. I was roguish and had no shame.
Know your strengths. I can't shoulder press anymore. Last my sister's birthday, like, Chris, how do you drink 12 Jack and Cokes? You're still alive. I'm like, I know my limits. Like, know your powers. Like,
yeah. I curl them one at a time. That way I keep the weight down. It doesn't bother my shoulders.
Yeah.
My sister's like, how the fuck my brother can still drink and sing Def Leppard and karaoke? That's your fifth fucking Jack Honey shot. I'm like, that's a slow night, Jen.
Yeah. I'm pacing myself. It's fine.
I did Uber afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh God!
I'll never skip Liver Day.
Oh tell me what is good for grip, though. That's for sure.
I mean, yeah, I know. Actually, earlier, battle ropes. I showed Nick pictures of battle ropes in the backyard and a tire. Those are good. Everyone's good
in the marching band.
Everyone's good at something.
That's true. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they are awful. I never went.
Plantar fasciitis, also not a big fun thing.
I hate that shit. Once at the post office, oh, boy.
Never really broke up leg days or arm days or anything like that. I always did full body workouts. Yeah, I mean that's fine too. I mean I've done splits where I'll do like 4 to 5 full body workouts a week, and you just focus on different exercises each day. Still kind of hitting the same thing, but it's like even for, let's say, arms, right? You might just do certain types of curls one day, the next day you do different types of curls that day, or you're hitting barbell bench, next day you do dumbbell bench to machine bench, right? Doing flies, right? So like it's the beauty about working out. I honestly why I love it, because there's such variability that can fit your schedule. And I mean, same thing when I was playing hockey at the same time. Like I'm burning so many calories. I mean, I think my daily intake, I was probably eating like 600 grams of like carbohydrates a day.
Damn.
While working out, while playing hockey. And I'm playing hockey, three times a week, and going to the gym 5 to 6 times a week, and still, like 165, 170, like low body fat percentage, just because, I'm sweating it all out and, replenishing it. And I was eating like pretty damn clean as well. Like, I mean, I cooked all my food in home, and that's kind of what you had to do. And that was when that was the year I was debating on competing, because I was already like maybe 5 to 6 months in, and I had another like 3 months to go before the show, which the only thing I really needed to work on was posing, because posing is, again, like completely different. But trying to get like your vacuuming down, that was one thing I was trying to get good at, is vacuuming. Not the thing that women do around the house, but
Let's say, did you just get a Kirby or
the stomach vacuuming?
Yeah.
Like that shit's tough.
Yeah.
That's some core strength, and like to be able to hold it and then like hit the flex pose like while your stomach vacuum is in, and then you're just like oh I'm gonna crap my pants at any moment now, like, or pass out on stage. But
some people have.
But enough about us. All right, what do we think about this movie? Goddamn.
Yeah. Anyway,
Nick and your rant tangents.
Yeah, I mean, if Randy the Ram would have flipped out a dildo while he was wrestling, that's how he could have won that shit. All right, come on now, do that shit from the top rope and see what's up.
But all right, Blue, what do you give this movie for masculinity rating?
Oh God, probably like a solid 8 for masculinity. Because there's some toxic traits, but not because he's a bad person. Because I mentioned before, Randy's a flawed character, so is Marissa Tomei. They're flawed characters. We like them. Sometimes I think the masculinity is almost like, well, it is his downfall, because he won't change. He can't change. And sometimes, like, yeah, Nick, we hate using terms like toxic masculinity, but like his masculinity prevents him from changing, because right at the end, he could have said no. He could have went out. He could have had the happy ending and maybe had a hot stripper girlfriend, but he just wouldn't stop. And I think his too much masculinity in this situation is what ultimately what causes him to die. Also makes him a shitty father, makes him a shitty a person. So it's like the masculinity. It's in his situation, it's admirable to go out on his own terms the way he did, but also when he's not Randy the Ram, he's everything. His whole fucking life is shitty besides being Randy the Ram. So I'd say a solid 8, because if it was a 10, I think the more masculine part of him would be to fix his relationship with his daughter, to fix his kind of faux girlfriend with Marissa Tomei, to fix his life, to maybe it's time to step out of the ring and become, as Jay Goodwin mentioned so many times, like this isn't the 80s anymore. You're past that. You know, now it's the masculine part would be like still be Randy, but like you don't have to die in the ring to prove how masculine you are.
Right.
So it's down for me. Yes, I'll say a solid 8, but it's this movie, it's such a sad, traumatic movie talking with you guys. It's hard to rate this film. It's like, yeah, after watching it again with you two, I probably don't want to watch it anytime soon because it's so fucking depressing.
Yeah. Good one. What do you got to say about this?
Yeah, I the one of the reasons that I suggest this movie is because it really is a complex character, and it has aspects of things that we would say are masculine virtues, but he's a flawed character. And the if he were that truly masculine character, he wouldn't have got himself the situation he is now, right? And he has the okay, well, that the expiration date has just showed up for your career, right? And it's now, and he then tries to go and do the masculine thing, with family and established relationships and all that, but he's not good at it, right? I mean, he has exhausted all of his goodwill with his daughter and harmed her enough times that just that one last time when he decides, okay, I'm gonna be, because some gal is basically going, oh yeah, I remember you from the pictures and all that shit, and he's kind of feeling his oats and yeah, I'm the ram again. Then that he blows off the dinner date, and now it's done, right? There is no redemption for him with the daughter, right? And there is nothing he can do. The damage has been done. We are looking at a man as he is right now, and he has a choice, which is to, set again, it's Achilles' choice, that you can be remembered forever, that you can go out being great before your people, or you can just stumble along and live a long life, and it's not going to be all that great, and you're going to have this broken relationship with your daughter that you're probably never going to have, be able to redeem. You might be able to do something with Cassidy, Pam, but that's probably not going to work out as well, because that you have a lot of adulting to catch up on. And in the meantime, you're going to be doing a lot of damage to people. And do you want to do that? Right.
Yeah.
And so when he looks at it and he surveys the options, he's like, this world is not for me, right? The normal world is not for me. If I had a chance for that, it was 20 years ago. That time has passed. And now I am the legend, right? I have the burden of carrying this legend for my people, right? The fans of wrestling, and that they are his people. Right. And so how does he want to be remembered? Does he want to be the guy sitting there with the fucking piss bag, signing autographs and people just feeling sorry for you and destroying the mystique of who you were and the meaning that you had to those people, right? By becoming old and frail and broken down and all that.
Yeah.
And can you live with that? And in both cases, he says no. Right. I would rather go out. Exactly. I was thinking the mortal words of Socrates, who said, I drank what? I too love Real Genius. But so you have this flawed man who given his options, makes a choice that many young men would. And, even if you talked about, if you went to someone today who's, in their 40s or 50s and said, all right, I'm going to give you one last chance at glory, right? That people will remember you, but you'll die afterwards. Or you can live to be 80 and you're going to, be using a walker, but you might have grandkids. You might, You might have, relationship, you build another community and all this stuff, which you're going to take, but you won't be remembered other than you used to be that guy, but you're not anymore.
Yeah.
Right. It's one thing to never been great. It's another thing to be great and then not be. Right. That's a hell of a cost. And given all of the things that Randy looks at, he chooses to go out in a blaze of glory, right? To give his maximum, literally everything he has, to entertain his people one last time. There is something noble in that flawed character choosing that end to himself, right? Where he still has a say, the conceit of some control over yourself. But with the understanding that he's flawed, right? No, he can't. I mean, you can't really give this a 10 masculinity wise because it's missing so much, right?
Yeah.
But what you can do is recognize that, like many of us, Randy is a flawed person who does not embody all of the aspects of masculinity. But he does have this one out that he can choose that really gives him his redemption. Right, his last grasp at greatness, and to please his people. Right, that's a Greek tragedy. That's a Homeric tale. Those are the kinds of stories that get passed down.
Yes,
right. That flawed and tragic character has this one moment where they can put it all on the line, right? In the Iliad, you have Hector, who has to fight against Achilles. Hector, the greatest, fighter of Troy, but he knows he can't beat Achilles.
Yeah,
but he still goes out there, even though he has a wife and kids, right? Because there's a certain honor that demands it.
Yeah.
Right, and that it's not his fault that everything has gotten this idiot fucking brother. Paris, right, who fucks it all up and ends up causing a war because he can't keep his hands off of Helen. But Hector goes out like a fucking Chad, right? And it is a rock that turns his ankle, and that's what gives Achilles the edge. And he goes out, and everybody remembers it. Again, 2,000 years later, we still talk about Hector and Achilles. Right, and in the same way that Randy is looking to go, for as long as there will be wrestling fans, they will talk about Randy the Ram. They will remember him at his peak of glory. And is that a fair trade? Well, I mean, there's a reason that we still tell those stories, because there's a question about that. But from a masculine standpoint, it's absolutely something that men have to face, right? At what price success? At what price greatness? Are you willing to trade all of these other things? Right. And so, yeah, I would give this one, I'd give it a little higher, even though it doesn't capture all the aspects. It does present to us a more realistic man, right, with flaws, who is given a choice. And I'm not sure there's a right answer to the choice.
Yeah.
Right. That is within your character and your control to decide which of those would you take. Do you take, the choice of Achilles, or do you take anonymity forever?
Yeah.
Right. And he chooses the same thing that Achilles did, that Hector did, right? That there will be stories told about him for forever.
Definitely.
So I would give this probably a 9, because he doesn't have the flaws of toxic masculinity in many ways, right? He's not a braggart. He doesn't, he's very supportive to his people, right? Always has time to interact with other wrestlers who are younger and coming up, gives them encouraging words and all that, right? Within his world,
yeah,
he really is like a 10 masculinity wise. It's in our world that he's a fuck up.
Yep.
True.
Right? And so, yeah, I'd probably give this a 9.
Yeah. You make good points, Jay. And,
I mean, this one, it's been itching on my brain for a while because I was like, I don't.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we'll say, Nick. I mean, as a film, everything Jay just said, the fact we're discussing. As a film, for me, it's a 10 out of 10 as a film. I just said, like, we're judging masculine versus a film. As I could watch, it's hands down from start to finish. For me, there's no fat. It's a fucking perfect script.
It's great.
I want to say a little bit lower because, like, I'm like Jay. Like I just said, for me, dude, you had Marissa Tomei. You could have fixed it. Just you went out so a little bit lower. But
could he? Right, because the question is, could he, or would he have damaged her as well? And she has a kid.
Yeah, what would have happened to her if he continued to fuck up and continued to be a failure? Like she couldn't
fails another kid.
Right? Yeah, fails another woman, fails another kid. Like
I'm an idiot. Like you, Marissa Tomei, you fuck.
Yeah, I mean that would be the ultimate. Like you dumb, you schmuck here, but yeah, like, this is definitely one of those movies where
she didn't have any fireman's boots.
Oh God. Yeah, and because I hadn't watched this movie in a while, to watch it again with this aspect and to look at the masculinity here and to really think about these things, which I love doing and I mean I've enjoyed every week. And knowing some of the movies we already have on the docket for later this year, this is definitely one of if not the most depressing movie we've probably done thus far. And it's a different type of film, and they're all
Private Ryan wasn't exactly an uplifting.
That's true. That's true.
Let's go
that's
have
true.
a parade.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, that's true.
I think even Private Ryan, you could say like there's at least a happy ending of like hey, like they got Ryan. He had
the mission.
Yeah, the man who questions himself whether he led a good life, right?
Yeah,
that he has the survivor's guilt and burden that he has. But I think this one is it is depressing, but it's not. Right? When he leaps off that fucking rope, you're like, yes, he's leaping into history, right? This is greatness that he is launching himself towards, right? And you look at the sad thing that happens, but in his life and the kid and all that stuff or whatever. But then he has this clarity of thought about, okay, this is the way that I can go out on my terms and with greatness, right? It's a really complex movie. That's the best part of this.
It is, and it's true, Salty. It's possible that he would have hated her, despised her, resented her, and then blamed her for him
or hated
himself at wrestling, or himself, but it was only 6 million worldwide, made 46 million.
That's
in 2007. 2008. Yeah, 2008.
Yeah, this comes out with Iron Man and all that shit. Yeah.
Just a quick shout out to all the moms out there. I hope everyone's mom's doing well.
Super moms too.
You're all good guys that are taking care of your moms.
I took care of your mom.
I was waiting for that.
Couldn't help it. I just lay it out there. Damn it.
I was going to make a mom joke to begin with, but I did not.
No, it was just like a red cape in front of a bull. I couldn't help it. Couldn't help it.
I'll get that one to you. Oh God, crikey!
This is why I drink.
I'm gonna have a drink after this for sure. Now, I think with this, as you said, Jay, this is definitely a complex film that I didn't quite remember it to be that way because it had been so long since I watched this. But this movie just
hits harder when you're older too, doesn't it?
100%.
Lion in winter.
Yeah, and hold on.
Yeah, Nick.
Katie's one eye.
Yeah, that's the side eye.
Nick, I've had so many conversations with good ones. It's like, man, boy, watch films being a dad of a teenager and watch films when you're 20.
It recontextualizes some shit, doesn't it?
There's a lot of films I've watched the past year. I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, like it's because the question that I had, and thought about, when I gave up, playing music and pursuing music as a career, and It's like when that spotlight fades, like kind of like what's left of you, like what's left of the man, what's left of Randy here once the spotlight fades on him. Because I think this movie is more than just a story of like losing fame. There's this like
It's
he's
literally
haunted.
losing who he is.
Yeah, he's haunted by what he's built his entire identity on, and this external validation from everyone that views him as this person, as Randy the Ram, and that's what he believes through and through, and doesn't want to be seen as anything else for anything else, because anything other than that is lesser.
Yeah, but it's also not a parasitic relationship, right? Because he gives to them this ideal, a hero story, right? That for his people, the legend of the Ram is this high note, and he doesn't want to soil that for them as well, right? It's very much a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Nick, I mean, look at you've done 13 of these, but this is, dare I say, look at the playlist. This is the most complex character and film you've done.
Yeah, this is a heavy one.
It is, and I understand like not a lot of people have watched this, but or I guess we've seen here in the chat, a few people have watched this for the very first time, which is awesome, and I think for Randy, he loves being admired, and then like when he gets that first glimpse of the admiration failing because of having a heart attack and trying to live a normal life, and that's like when he realizes this is not who I'm supposed to be, and even when he's trying to reconnect with his daughter and trying to take a stab at having a normal life with Cassidy or Pam, and it fails. And I don't think it's just because of like he doesn't care, but because he doesn't know how to be or how to care in a way that isn't like a performance. Right? He is solely a performative person, because that's where he can be the best at what he knows how to be. But once you take that away, he falls flat on his face. No pun intended for him having a heart
it's
attack,
all of his value, right?
Yeah.
That even like helping out the younger guys, right? That's a hey, that's a thing I'm supposed to do because I'm one of the old heads, right? I'm a gray beard in this thing, and so I do that. Give him some advice and all that. And he's valuable because of that, right? That they see him a certain way. They say, man, he's still out there. He's still busting. And he knows all this stuff, and he's a source of knowledge for us or whatever. And it gives him value.
Yep.
He is now valueless.
Yeah. I was gonna say, it almost feels like he's in this like type of prison. Where for his sort of physical prowess of again like being driven by this and defined by this performance.
Yeah, his physicality defines him, right?
Yeah,
and that's also a point like when he's having the conversation with his daughter.
Yeah,
he says, that I was supposed to protect you. I'm supposed to be like the shoulders, carry the load or whatever. Yeah, but he can't even do that anymore because he's been weakened by this heart attack, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And there's so many people either go insane or they want to they get suicidal, because when you take away a person, not man or woman, take away the purpose. If you have no purpose anymore, what's left?
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. And I look, he made that final leap on his own terms, right? Like he was able to find some sort of dignity in that. Obviously, like you can tell by what he tells Pam before he walks out. In the speech he makes in the ring before the fight begins, and it's and again, like it's one of those things where I think sometimes for better or for worse, that's the way some men only know how to live, and that is, like you said, good one. Like that is very like there's an aspect of this film that is very real, even though this is a fictional character. A lot of people have and still somewhere out in the world feel this way. In different aspects, and it might not be wrestling, but it could be something that also has to do with physicality. But it's
or as Blue brought up, you've been doing a job for 30 years.
Yeah.
You fired, or that industry went away.
Yeah.
Oh shit! What do you do now?
I've met many people that are like that. Like once their job lets them go, or they're fired, they don't know what to do. And some people, not being funny, but said some people will unalive themselves because they've got nothing else. They have nothing
Just
else.
yeah, I was just about to say that. Like it's like they come to a
Just 'cause it's
conclusion.
YouTube, Nick. I'd be careful how I say it.
Yeah. Well, they end their characters live in Minecraft. You know, but it's true though. You know, like and that's just something that it was obviously a touchy subject. But I'd say for the aspect of Randy the Ram here, like he kind of, that was a bit of a you know, an unaliving moment where, you know, if this didn't work out for him, then what was he going to do? Like that might have been the only route that he could take. But again, this is like, nah, I'm not doing that because that's, you know, not who I am. So no one would want to find me like that. So here's,
and it would destroy the legacy.
Yeah, exactly. That ruins everything that he's, every paper clipping, every VHS tape, every story that was told and would there, you know, go on to get told, you know, in years afterward. And but yeah,
definitely, Nick, before we head out, I think for me, like as a gamer, the saddest and most poetic scene in the entire film was the Nintendo scene. Because how many, like he's
Call of Duty 4, yeah.
This kid's playing Call of Duty 4, right? He's still playing a fucking Nintendo from the goddamn 80s.
Well,
that's all he knows. Like
he makes a comment, he goes, "Man, this game's so slow," and I'm like,
yeah. And like he can't adapt to modern times, but like in his mind, like the fact that it's like 2008, you're still playing a Nintendo. And
Dude, I love the fact that when he goes to the signing ceremony, he busts out VHS tapes of the greatest hits of Randy the Ram.
Wasn't he calling it Call It Duty?
Call it Duty?
Yeah.
Call it Duty?
Duty?
Yeah.
And the sad part, it's like people we cracking Cobra Kai, but people would say Johnny Lawrence is unrealistic. No, there's still people in 2025 that still own VHS tapes, guys. So
there's nothing wrong, and it's weird because well, and I don't think there's anything wrong with owning VHS discs because some of them could be, you know, deemed as collector's items, right?
Yeah.
Some were never released on DVD.
Right, exactly. Or like Star Wars as a perfect example, right? Like that.
Oh, I've got those VHS tapes.
Yeah,
the non-special edition horseshit.
Yeah, same here. So again, like there's certain value behind it. Now, if it's like the greatest hits of whatever, and you know it's on a VHS tape, then it's like, well,
it's like it's because all I got because that was never made on DVD, right? He ain't handed those out.
Right, we're not going to make this on DVD. Sorry, Ram.
Yeah, everybody forgot about you. It's been 20 years.
I don't even know if you would know what a DVD player is.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, when people would say, like, well, how does Johnny Lawrence exist when the world of like Twitter and Instagram and Facebook? No, there is, again, plenty of people who
there's plenty of people that never been online, and Twitter ain't reality. So stop.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, like, I think in the music is a good good.
Yeah,
anchor.
he's locked in the 80s.
Yeah, and she's wearing a Motley Crue shirt. Yep. You know, he's all Guns and Roses out, and
final song is "Sweet Child of Mine."
Yeah. His walkout music.
Yep. So I mean, like it's a lot of people stay in that way, and look, that's totally fine. You know, because there's a lot of new music that gets put out here that is complete dog shit. You know, and I'm not trying to be an elitist here, but you know, I definitely have.
Well, fuck it, I will be. It's a lot of dog shit out here.
It is a dog. Yeah, like.
Y'all just
I try not to be, but like
algorithm of thing or band that's been around for 30 years, and whatever new thing they put out was way past its prime.
I'm sure Jay would know this more. There's some analytic that came out 2-3 years ago. Somebody broke down the analytics of like music from the 80s versus now. Like there's less chords, less beats, and like they're breaking down how mathematically, yes, your music sucks nowadays.
Yeah, it literally is algorithmic. I mean, the here's thing to do pop song, do that thing.
I forgot to say. I'll find an article,
which is hilarious because like in like the very early 90s, the KLF put out a handbook for how to make a pop song. And it was literally like, do this, and you do that. And they demonstrated it by then making 3 number 1 hits, just using their formula.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. And I'm not I don't listen to like pop music at all. To me, it's like, if I can tell, you know, just by the chord progression and what your song is
don't be predictable, please.
Then you're not talented to me, because it's like I know plenty of people who are talented in their own rights, and people have never heard from them or never heard these bands before, and it sucks, but that's just again how just how it is.
Well, that's why I find it so funny where like the whole cliche of like, your parents' music, our generation music was better. And someone's like, well, okay, actually we can break down analytics and the stats. Actually, yes, our music actually mathematically was better.
Yeah. You listen to music content.
Yeah.
We listen to music.
Yep.
Exactly. Eraserhead.
Yeah.
Well, like perfect example, right? Let me extrapolate here a bit. So like one of my good friends is, Spencer from the band Periphery, which is prog metal. And they've been around for, 13, 14, maybe 15 years now, maybe. And they're all insanely talented musicians. Spencer's a very talented singer. He just doesn't scream, but all three guitarists are very talented. Matt Halpern is a fantastic drummer. He's been on covers of magazines, tours, and does like workshops and all that kind of stuff on his own. But they'll never blow up to the degree like that Motley Crue or AC/DC is, right? But like one of the bands that I'm sure some people have probably heard of is Spirit Box. If you haven't heard of Spirit Box is sort of like a prog metal band, metalcore band, but the front person, it's not a front man, it's a front woman. And she's great. She has a good voice, good scream for a chick. But like they've catapulted, high up into, the tour. So now, like, for example,
they started heating up like 5 years ago. And then,
yeah. And so like this new tour, Racer, like, so Spirit Box has a headlining tour here in North America, and then Periphery is touring under them. And which I was just like, to me, like, in my bias, I'm like, that's just fucked up. Like, Periphery should be headlining this tour. But like Periphery, for example, was just touring around with Coheed Cambria and Megadeth, I think it was. Was it Megadeth? Might have been. I forgot. Back like in May, I think it was. So it's good when you get that sort of exposure. But there are bands out there that somehow they get catapulted up after putting in less time. That doesn't mean that the people in that band are less talented. Maybe to some degree, like not saying like,
how many of their songs did they actually write? Because look at the pop charts and it's always the same, like 5 writers. And then
exactly. That's where you
pace of the minute that just comes in. It was like, this is the same song I heard for the last 10 years. It's just the cast changes, but the play remains the same.
Mastodon. That's who it was. Yes.
Mastodon.
Yes. Yeah. Which, again, do I think that Matt Halpern is a better drummer than Spirit Box's drummer? Absolutely. It's hard to compare singers, but same thing. I think all 3 guitarists in Periphery are more skilled and technical than the Spirit Box guitarist. But same thing. It's like one of those moments where look at how the songs are written. Look at who helped compose them. The ones that gets on the charts, on the streaming charts at that point, and that's always going to happen. That's how it's been, unfortunately. Like another band that I'll use as an example is Sleep Token. I saw Sleep Token open up for this other band called Issues at House of Blues. They played 6 songs, and that was it. Now Sleep Token is touring in arenas and selling out 20,000+ seats, and I'll be seeing them in September, and their tickets are like $500 a pop. It's insane. Not to say that they haven't put in the work, but their music is very unique and does have like this weird prog metal pop R&B vibe to it, which I think for Sleep Token's critique, like they're doing something that no one else is doing in the music industry, and that's why they've seen this like claim to fame and their rise in popularity and touring and being on these festivals. Like they've got a whole like a visual gimmick as well, with like wearing these masks and these outfits, and Yeah, so like it's just how it is. But yeah, exactly. Prog musicians are generally better. Period. Yeah. And then the issue is like they'll never see that sort of fame. Like Randy the Ram could be one of the best wrestlers, best performance guys out there. But would he ever see? Could he have ever seen big time wrestling? Probably not. For one reason or another in that fictional world, right? I mean, you've seen that in normal wrestling, right? Like how many wrestlers never got that big limelight, but they should have, Lord Shadow, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? Taking a break from building my server dashboard.
Nice.
Slow going to get it looking how I want and plug in all the various services. Yeah.
And that's again, Nick, not just wrestlers. It could be football, basketball. I mean, I've seen TikToks, YouTube videos, people that are like singers that are better than like fucking modern pop stars. I've seen basketball players, football players. Like, how aren't you in the fucking NFL?
Yeah. They do put on a good show. I've seen them quite a few times,
especially with karaoke. I've seen some karaoke, like even in person, people like this girl singing. I'm like, how aren't you selling albums? Holy shit! Like your voice, like.
That's a good point. Yeah. Which I don't know how popular Blue Oyster Cult got after this.
Sure, Jay might know.
I mean, Blue Oyster Cult burned out pretty quick after the 70s.
Whereas Black Sabbath didn't.
Sabbath, yeah, it did. Sabbath in the 80s was a bit shit. It was the spin the wheel of random as to who's going to be in the band. I mean, it was Black Sabbath in name only.
That's true, Racer. I'll take it. I'll take a 20-minute prog song any day over.
Yeah, but I mean, then you have stuff like Bohemian Rhapsody that came out when the average pop song was like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah,
and Bohemian Rhapsody does pretty damn well.
That is very true. Yeah. I think there are songs out there that from those types of musicians that can work. If you're looking like at a 3-minute song, maybe 3.5 could work. But yeah, it definitely depends.
I mean, look, the good old days when you actually had DJs, there's a reason Stairway got played. It's because somebody needed to take a shit.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
Like a 7-minute song.
It was. Yeah. They dropped Fast Sabbath was bigger at the time, but Godzilla was turning up the charts, so they swapped the order to push sales. That's true.
Yeah, and Don't Fear the Reaper.
Yep. Yeah. God. The song. But so I mean, that's The Wrestler.
Yes, it is.
Great movie. I hope more people watch it. I know Dax said he hasn't watched it, so hopefully him and others go back and
stop being gay, Dax.
And watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, Nick. I mean, you and Jay know this. How many people marketing it really is sometimes makes or breaks a film. This film, just like so many people, hey, it's just another stupid WWE movie, and not understand the complexities, how word of mouth would help this film. This film is fucking deep, but like trailers, just another stupid wrestling film, no big deal.
Well, it's also like, what did it come out against, right? Because I mean, if this would have came out the same weekend as Iron Man, guess what's winning?
Yeah,
I'll look up for Jay in a second.
Yeah. This is wrestling in a nutshell. Kevin Nash told Triple H when he was young, you can either have a lot of friends or a lot of money in this business. You can't have both.
Yep.
So this came out December 17th of 2008. Okay.
Oscar bait.
And
I think it was actually considered for some Oscars.
Well, of course. Yeah.
I think it was because didn't Marissa Tomei win something?
I don't remember. I remember this getting a lot of pub for being a really good movie. I didn't see it until it came out on video.
Same. Yeah. It was in the following year in 2009 when I saw it. But Iron Man came out in the summertime, right?
Wow. So December. So this actually came out. So number one for December was Marley and Me with the one on Wilson. Four Christmases, the Keanu Reeves, Day the Earth Stood Still, Yes Man, Benjamin Button. So Twilight was but even then that was, but the number one film for the month of December was Marley and Me, which did 72 million. So strange for 2008. Not a lot. Yeah.
You said Benjamin Button came out that same month?
Benjamin Button came out, which did 52 million. But Twilight,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Twilight would have been the biggest at the time competitor. But like that month, they had Quantum of Solace, that didn't do.
That's true.
Okay, was that clipped? Did anyone clip that? I don't know, but
I mean, if not, I can tell it again. But that's,
yeah.
We'll find it. But yeah, I was shocked. Marley and Me did almost 50 million. But of course, Twilight did 200. But for opening, I mean, yeah, you had Madagascar 2, Quantum of Solace, but yeah, no big huge movies that it's for December. Wow.
Yeah. Well, what did I say? Did I give a rating? I was I think I was saying like an 8, I'm like a solid 8.5 on the masculinity scale for me. Because like I again, like you were just saying, Blue, like watching this again over for the first time and just thinking it's just a wrestling movie or about a wrestler. Like there's a lot that goes into this, and I think obviously when we look at it in the lens of masculinity, that's a way to analyze it further and to get a better, more scope out of it and to really understand, what goes into this movie, and what Darren Aronofsky entailed in this, this storytelling for, and because it's not a long film, there's not a lot of credits. So I want to say it's probably like an hour. I think the runtime like an hour and 49 minutes, but
yeah,
it's probably like a couple minutes shorter. So it's like, if you're talking an hour and 45-minute movie, I mean, it flies by really quick.
It's a tight movie, but man, does it have a lot going on character-wise, right? It really is a great character study.
Yeah. And this film did win a lot of fucking awards. I won't list them all, but between BAFTA, Golden Lion, I mean, from critics, there's a lot.
Yeah. And I do love the contrast of Marissa Tomei and Mickey Rourke, their characters, and how they're they're both kind of in the same kind of business that youth will be served, that you got to get out, but she shows the right way to do it. He doesn't.
Yeah. So according to IMDb, so this film had 58 wins, but 93 nominations. But also Mickey Rourke and Marissa Tomei were nominated for Best Actor. They didn't get it, but they were still nominated. But so 58 fucking awards is still Jesus Christ.
Damn, that's crazy.
And
it deserved it.
Yeah. So I forgot who won that year.
Is that actually a good campfire story though?
That was best.
Yep. And if you listen quietly, you can still hear it flapping against his thigh as he runs past.
So for that, see, that year was, you had, of course, 2008, Sweeney Todd, Viggo Mortensen for Eastern Promises. You had Daniel Day-Lewis, fucking There Will Be Blood, Clooney for Michael Clayton and Tommy Lee Jones. But Daniel Day-Lewis, sure.
Yeah, There Will Be Blood. Okay, well, yep. Sorry, Mickey.
Yeah.
It was a good run, but you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. You just mentioned, Daniel Day-Lewis. Oh, what movie?
Yeah.
Blood. Okay. Oh, well, we know you ain't winning. Sorry.
Yeah, but he was up there.
Yeah.
Who's more
so look, next week, great discussion though. And from Zach's. Zach's had some great points as well. And next week we're talking first Quentin Tarantino movie.
Oh shit!
Wait, first one he
Reservoir
directed?
Dogs.
Okay, all right. So.
Yeah. I should say first one on the stream here on Master.
Our first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, our first, correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Reservoir Dogs.
I was reliably informed earlier that movie is highly overrated and a bit crap.
Yeah.
At which point I said, "Have you had a blunt force trauma to your head recently?"
I was like, there's maybe two people that could potentially say something like that. And one of them is going to be on the stream next week.
Oh, Lord help us.
And I figured, well, he does have some L takes. Like last night on Late Night with Gooch, which I had to make fun of him. So for next week, we've got myself, Mr. Goodwin here. We've got the birthday boy, Leon. We've got Gord. Our Gord King's coming back.
Are we going to have Gord? Because
so.
his ship changed, so his stay, I think, is out for him.
Oh, Nick, that's you and Jay. So someone said Boots up mentioned chat. Good call. So this came out 2008 for December, so it wasn't considered for 2009. But for 2009, you had Frank Langella for Frost Nixon, Brad Pitt, Benjamin Button. Sean Penn won it for Milk.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm not joking. It was so Sean Penn, Mickey Rourke, and also Richard Jenkins for The Visitor. But Sean Penn got it for Milk because this was a December film. It wasn't eligible to.
Yeah, if Randy the Ram had been gay, then we're talking.
So
yeah,
Mickey Rourke lost to Sean Penn, but thank you, Bootzilla, for calling out.
Yeah.
I'll message Gord then for his work shift. But if it didn't, or maybe it was just a one-time thing, I don't know. I'll find out. But he's slated to be on here. Cinevere might, just a maybe. And then we've got our sweet summer child, dearest Nadia.
Oh God, we have both contenders for the lofty crown.
It's gonna be a good time, y'all.
Ooh, child.
It is gonna be a good time.
Jay pulling his hair out.
Oh,
well, I can assure you, it won't be a dildo that I'll be wielding next week. It'll. I mean, I guess you could use it as one if you're desperate, but
we got Leon on it. That requires a dildo.
Yeah, that's true. We already have a dildo.
I do wonder if the Reservoir Dogs Sucks conversation might be taking place this Wednesday night on Zax's stream.
Rick,
she's possible.
God.
She has a week, Rick.
She actually, I think she has seen Reservoir Dogs. I think it may be the only Tarantino movie that she's seen. She likes it.
Reservoir Dogs, yeah.
Unlike someone else who's going to be on Zax's stream on Wednesday.
We won't say because we don't want to spoil that for Zax's stream, you know.
Yeah.
But
let's just say tune into that stream for some violence.
Yeah.
Reservoir Dogs. It's no Alien Romulus, mind you, but
yeah, I mean clearly.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's not a. Reservoir Dogs isn't a great sequel type movie. So
yeah, and it's no Tarzan the animated movie. AJ, Jesus wept.
Man, I told Zach this. I was like, man, I think I messaged you too. Good when listening to that conversation from the sideline, I was just like, I'm typing aggressively in the chat. Like,
I thought Amateur Analyst was. It was like we're gonna have to put him on self-harm watch because he is losing his shit, and I'm like,
he was replying back to me, just like, yes, all caps, yeah,
same. He's like, why hasn't anybody brought up this? I did. These numbnuts decided no. I wanted to have the Phantom Menace, Tarzan, the fucking animated movie because Disney.
Let's get rid of Austin Powers stuff.
See Nick being that cat meme gift there, like
Little Shop of Horrors is a horror movie, Nadia. Jesus wept. It had horror in the name.
I think she has seen this.
Yeah, she claims that she may have watched something else entirely.
I don't believe it until
she might have watched she might have watched an actual movie of dogs instead.
It could have been, yeah.
From
Isn't that the animated movie where they travel across country? Shop?
Yeah. I watched All Dogs Go to Heaven. Isn't that Reservoir?
Yeah. we need. What is Tarantino?
Yeah, I thought Tarantino was a city.
It's like Bible.
Mr. Blue Dog, Mr. Pink Dog.
It's funny. I actually had there's this pizza down south at like won an award. Was it did they win or was it runner up? It was one of the two, but there was this place called Death by Pizza, and it was Detroit style pizza. And yeah, pretty good sized slices. I'll have to upload it to the chat, but I got 4 different styles. One was this ricotta mozzarella pesto sauce, which was really good. Another one was like a cheese with this house-made vodka sauce on it. There was like a meat lovers pepperoni one. Always got to go with meat lovers.
Oh yeah.
And really nice crispy burnt pepperoni on there. And then there was like a regular like margarita type pizza. And but the what they call the ricotta one is they call it Mr. White. on the menu.
Of course.
And I was like,
I see you. I see you.
Right. Someone's a fan of Reservoir Dogs. Love that.
Mr.
Actually,
Pink, it's better than Mr. Shit.
I forget which one it was, but one of them's called the Gandolfini.
Jesus Christ.
And I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Love Detroit style pizza. Yeah, I meant to tell Sammy that. Because I think.
Oh, do you not remember what was the stream where they had the great pizza debate where Nadia is talking about Chicago style is actually this or whatever, and then somebody brings up St. Louis style, and I was like, what in the hell is going on here?
Oh yeah, I remember watching that. I remember who.
I think it was Zax's.
I think it was a Zach stream. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would not eat pizza called Mr. Shit.
It's true.
What if it was like
Mr. Pink? That's fine.
Yeah, Mr. Pink's fine.
That's how drunk I am.
At least I'm not Mr. Shit.
Yeah, Mr. Shit would probably be like meant to be a joke take, a meme take on a pizza that's like got more like an actual pie. Like it's got like chocolate on it or something like that. But yeah. Otherwise,
dessert pie.
Yeah, unless it's not under the.
It's got milk duds all over it.
Yeah, I'm not eating it. Hell no. Detroit Pizza, so the restaurant does not drive up. Does not
have a drive up window, but a drive by window.
Oh yeah.
Damn right.
You actually had to go in for this one. Yes, Mr. Pink. That's also that would also be Chicago. That would have been a better story for Riri Williams in Ironheart, but they just didn't do that.
Well, they did have the drive by.
Oh,
it killed her like good one stepfather or uncle or whatever the hell.
Yeah,
friend.
It would have been better if they were trying to go out for some pizza,
Yeah, or they just got some.
We're
gonna have a slice. Bang, bang, bang. Oh shit.
We're gonna drive by your dad's mechanic shop because that's valuable. Anyway, so I don't know, Blue. What are you doing this week? Anything? Where are you gonna be?
Watching Naked Gun 2 Wednesday, and yeah. Well, I want to get you and Jay on more. Just it's the problem is like, and I always say it's a good problem to have. I have now YouTube like 50 friends, also have 50 different fucking time zones. That's the hardest part right now. So, but no, I figured because like Enzo said, it's kind of funny because I want to believe Liam Neeson and Seth MacFarlane won't fuck me over. They probably will, but I just, boy, even my kid had some friends over. The fact that I have 4 or 5 teenagers watching the Naked Gun Liam Neeson in the other room laughing their ass off just shows you how great comedy from the 80s, man. So I missed just older great films. Yeah, so I'm just like, and then I'll probably hang out with Nadia, hang out with Leon, hang out with you, Nick. I'm just hanging out everywhere.
Nice. It was, man. That was when I really connected when they said, "Hey, black people."
Yeah, I felt something in that moment.
Yeah.
I swear, and Jay, I thought the Naked Gun films as a kid were rated R. They're actually PG-13.
Oh yeah.
They really told the line of fucking like Leslie. They pushed the boundary of PG-13.
Oh, not as much as Airplane does.
We'll get to that eventually.
Airplane, you get bare breasts and everything, and you get the little girl says, "I like my coffee like I like my men black."
Yeah, Leslie Nielsen just fuck, what a legend.
Yeah,
he is. Well, I mean, once we saw Airplane, it was like, oh shit, that motherfucker's hilarious because he deadpans everything. He's a little more silly in the Naked Guns, and Police Squad in color was great as well. I always loved the freeze frames at the end of the episodes where Leslie Nielsen and his boss would just like try and hold a freeze frame, but everybody else behind them was just walking, doing shit.
I caught part of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles this past weekend. God, I love that movie so much.
Well, it comes out Friday.
Where's your hand between 2 pillows? Those aren't pillows. Yeah, but those bears.
It's so sad too. Some of the best dramatic film moments are in comedies because remember like the whole John Candy sitting out there talk about his wife passing away and like man how depressing. It's a comedy but like great dramatic moments, man. Like
yeah. Well, it's why so many comics can do serious roles and
well done
movies.
Nudity.
because
yeah. I mean, not just any nudity.
Like the nudity in
You don't want to
the
see me
wrestler.
running cross country with nudity. That's a bad idea. By the way, I will point out, just as another story, if you ever streak, you will discover that you have a different stride. You run differently.
That is true. Now that I think about it,
It absolutely is true because
Yeah.
I've done it.
I've done it as well.
Yeah, and it's more of a open walk. It's the feet don't really cross over. It's not step one into the next step. No, it's more of like an offensive lineman shuffle as you're you're going. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a you can't run on autopilot.
No, you have to be very intentional.
Actually, this Friday, Jay, our buddy Luke, he's doing Northern English is doing Fifth Element. So, he told me, I was like, yeah, reach out to you because he loves having you on. So,
Lilu multipass.
Yes.
Good one. Where are you going to be this week?
I think. Well, so I've got Wednesday on Zax's, where we're doing best year for movies. I'm not sure which years are up this time. We
said 94.
Is it 94?
As we said, yeah.
I haven't checked the thread yet, but yeah.
Yeah. And we had a contentious stream last week.
Certainly.
Probably because we brought in AJ and Nadia. And that was problematic.
That was
something. When I tuned in, I was like, oh boy.
Yeah, I was like, oh sweet Jesus. And then Dawn shows up.
Yeah.
Who then kills the stream. Then we had started up again, and then he began to kill me as he insisted on the Phantom Menace being one of the best sci-fi movies of '99.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the good news is I recovered from that aneurysm. The bad news is I have to deal with it again this Wednesday.
I'll be there with you this time. So
all right. Yeah, hold me. Yes. Yeah. Then Friday with no, mine was.
He caused Goodwin smoke.
Yeah, he caused mine to go off with the Tarzan, Disney's Tarzan, because Disney must be in all the things. So we're covering on Niat's channel on Film Comics Explained movie nights. We're doing Dread.
Ooh.
The 2012 one, right?
Yeah. Well, there's only one Dread.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Well, Leon needs to know that.
I had to inform him. It was like, by the way, we are doing Dread. What?
I'll watch the Stallone one.
I just watched that one. No, you did not.
One thing Nick J taught me, because like when Northern English Bash did the Judge Dredd film, the Stallone one, that's maybe the hardest I've laughed in 2025.
Oh, that stream.
If you pick the shittiest movie with the right panel, like I was like literally crying. Like, it's so fucking awful with the right friends and getting drunk. That movie's a masterpiece with alcohol.
It really should be on B-sides.
It should be.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that movie.
Yeah.
He has had some interesting takes recently in the past week or so. But
I'm just while I'm happy that the competition for the lofty crown has fired back up, could it please not happen while I'm on?
I'd rather be an
observer.
An observer, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
I mean, Lofty managed to make Little Platoon lose his shit.
That's a lot.
It was impressive. Yeah. That BA Turner. Oh my God. Those are the only two times I've seen Little Platoon lose his shit.
Are you in any of Gooch's streams this week or no?
I don't believe so. Well, maybe Thursday night. I guess it depends on what he's covering.
Yeah. I'm gonna say I don't have any streams tomorrow. Wednesday I'll have Trigger Happy on ABF stream at 8 p.m. 7 p.m. Eastern time. Excuse me, and then I'll be on Zax's at 10, and then Thursday, yeah, I'm not sure what Gooch is doing, so I may or may not be on that. But what I'm probably going to do is do a gaming stream Thursday, but I'll probably do it a little earlier, just so I can get some of my other buddies on at a decent time. I'll more than likely either play Helldivers or Space Marine 2. Really, I should say this: Killing Floor 3 just came out, and I don't know if people are familiar with that game, but I played the first two quite a bit. The first one, the second one, but I know like ABF, I think Erwin, and I want to say Hayden actually are all playing that as well. So it's possible I might join them tomorrow, but if not, I might just do a solo stream Thursday. We'll see. And then I might be on Gucci's Friday afternoon, kind of like I was last Friday when Gucci and I were just talking spoilers with Fantastic Four. Really just depends on what I have going on for work. If I'm done with work and free, then I'll probably hop on. But if not, then I'll just be observing and chiming in on comments. As far as any other videos goes, obviously the biggest video that I've been pushing out is the video that started this whole thing is why masculinity in cinema matters. Should be pinned to my X profile, and should be like what do you call it, starred on my profile page on YouTube. And I'm going to be doing some other reaction based videos. I did a reaction video for this Helldivers short that did pretty well for me. Got some subs from it, got good, decent watch time. It's not a long video, but I had like quite a few comments on that were like, dude, you need to go watch this. You need to go do a reaction on that. And I'm like, okay, well, if people want that, then I got to do it what the Ram does and give the people what they want.
That's
and,
right.
So I'll probably do some
top
more.
Rope, baby.
Top rope. Amen. I might do some 40K reaction videos as well, because there's definitely some I haven't seen that like one of my best friends was like, dude, you need to watch these, and maybe do them live just as a comment. But they are playing Killing Floor 3. Yeah, I think they were right now, but so I might join up with them at some point in time. And then in the future, I will definitely be having some more like movie videos. I will probably do a smaller Fantastic Four video myself. Naked Gun obviously coming out. I'll probably do something on that. I think I'm just gonna skip Happy Gilmore too. I don't feel like making a video on that, unfortunately. But
yeah, that could just be a YouTube short. It's shit. Bye.
Yeah, shouldn't have been made, and that's all we're gonna say about that. I will be having again, this is more so later on, but I will be having full season reviews on Dexter Resurrection, which is the current Dexter show that's out right now.
I've heard things. Again,
Vex and I have been talking about it, and we're both on the agreement of
it's comparable to Alien Resurrection.
Yes.
Yep.
We're watching going, why are you destroying Dexter's character?
Well, because that's what they do.
Why are you retconning things?
Because that's what they do. That's what they did with like the we're going to do the follow up after it was canceled because of our shit ending. Then we're going to do a oh no, we're actually going to fuck that up and
yeah, and then I'll more than likely do something for Alien Earth at the end of the season, because that's going to be something that might be could be painstaking, but I might be willing to endure that pain for the sake of covering the whole thing. And I'm sure Niat will be doing the same thing at Film Comics Explained and doing a whole season review, because that's what he does.
That might be one where it's like, okay, we're going to cover it, and you do like the first couple episodes. It's like, all right, well, fuck that. We're going to summarize it at the end, and then basically it'll be shit. So bye.
The first two episodes are absolute dog shit, so we're gonna wait till all 8 episodes are out, and then I'll cover it.
Almost as compelling as Predator, Killer of Killers.
Yes. Oh God.
Oh my God! I ran into somebody in a chat earlier today that said that was great.
Well, there is a new ending now.
That didn't save it.
This
Made it worse.
Yeah, just adding more member berries. It was not what that needed.
Like there was someone said like now we have movies with DLC.
Listen,
Fucking A.
yeah, I mean, you saw my response in our chat thread of when I watched that. That was my immediate reaction. Like I watched it, I have to vent, and those are the 3 words that came to mind, and that was it. Yeah, just stay tuned. I'll be posting some stuff out, and to everyone that liked the video, I don't know how many likes we're up to right now, but whoever liked the video, any new subs, you guys are awesome. Everyone in chat that was here at one point in time, you guys are awesome for sticking around. Again, like calling everyone the masculine mafia is kind of what the running name right now. Could be some something useful for merch down the road.
And if you're not subscribed, you're the flopping dildo.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't know what that is, I'll scroll back a bit and just listen, and you won't miss it. I promise. But we'll see you guys. Obviously, you'll see us around, on other streams. But we'll catch you guys next week here on Masculine Mondays, covering Reservoir Dogs. And so, stay masculine. See you guys later.